How's it going?
Fine. Sorry, I had to take my dog out for a walk.
Yeah.
Poor doggo.
No, poor doggo inside the pub all day. Didn't get to go out for a walk. He needed a piss. So what we up to?
Right now, Malevolus is rolling to create a new version of his beverage, focusing on taste rather than packaging this time.
Mm.
What you should do is like create an inferior version and sell it as like the new drink, and then sell the old drink as the classic version.
Yeah, the throwback.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you can put down the new tasty recipe if you want Malevolus. I have a note for it on my scratch sheet now.
Okay, what should I call this one? The first one's called the Krakenwagen. How
Krankenwagen.
Krakenwagen. Now the next one. Who wants to name it?
Space Boost Classic. Space Boost Space Brew.
Space Roof or Babe Roof? Here, type it out in the chat so I can write it down.
I don't know. Are we doing it now? Are we calling it Nickeland?
What are we calling it? What the fuck are we calling
Well,
it?
I said Nickel Brew to take on like a spin-off Iron Brew, but I think Ben's
Nickel
like
Brew.
Nickland. I don't know why he's posting Nickland Dark and Light.
It is just did something earlier.
Oh, that's something earlier. Okay.
There's something Nash asked me about.
What did you want to call it, Ben, or anyone?
Space Brew, Space Boost,
Space Brew,
Space Brew.
Moon Brew,
Tactical
I like that.
Moon Brew.
Moon Brew. Oh yeah.
There
Moon
you go.
Brew.
You got Moon Brew.
Tactical beverage. Tactical beverage.
That's also very good.
No, it's Booze Solutions. Nash already said it. It's Booze
Booze
Solutions.
Solutions?
Boost
all right,
Solutions.
all right, come on. Booze Solution, Moon Brew, or what?
No. Booze Solutions is the company name. Moon Brew would be the drink. What I say anyway. Like everyone else can have a go at there.
Well, I think the company should be called Tactical Beverages.
What, not just alcohol?
Well, the company itself that Malevolus has kind of been building is just called Krankenwagen, like the first building.
Krankenlagen.
Yeah.
Krankenwagen.
Well, it's alcohol solutions, yeah. So IT, what are you gonna go with?
How about Spacer's choice?
No,
That's copyright infringement right there. We don't want no
That's-
trouble with them.
that's going off a terrible game as well.
You thought it was terrible?
I enjoyed it up until like I got off the first planet because then everything became very easy because I just went into long guns. But we should talk about that after the RP. Like, what are you gonna call this beverage? For fuck's sake?
I guess I'm just gonna go with what would you call it? Moon brew?
Yeah, just something spacey with
Yeah.
like something that would you call every other drink.
There we go. Moon brew.
I don't know if this planet has many moons because it doesn't seem to have like a very big ocean. Or I don't know. I haven't seen the whole planet.
Yeah, does this planet have any moons? I assume so.
Yep, it has one moon called Ortlo, which is named after the explorer that found the planet. And you can see the other celestial bodies around the system under the, I believe, intelligence handout. Or intelligence folder. You can see the handout called Triton System near the bottom.
Okay, so what are you doing now, IP? Now that you've named your drink.
Well, now that I've named it, I'm going to work on a working prototype of it.
Yep, that'll be for next week. So you spend 1 week designing the brew, and is there anything... well, actually, is everyone in Pyrrha? Or is anyone not in Pyrrha? Because I think everyone's there now.
I believe so, unless Malevolus went up to see how his company's doing.
No.
You just doing it from away, like sending them files.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do when I come to Pyrrha is I take my sergeant and the two other survivors of my squad, and I take them out for a drink.
I
All
almost
right.
got you killed. Let's go, Bridge.
I think those guys earned it.
Nice. Organizing some R&R with the rest of the squad.
I guess I can take all the other guys as well who survived. It's just like one big party.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do during the first week of May?
Yeah, if I'm still in the campaign, I don't want to sit around on my ass. Unless I'm already caught up.
I also would like to finally set up that charity foundation.
Yes.
But let's go. Rommel go first.
Yeah, Simo suggests a massive recruitment drive, if that sounds good to any of you.
Yes. Yes. I mean, how much money do we have to spend on that? We do have quite a bit of money, don't we? Ooh. Well, do you want me or oh, do you want me to do a roll to find people then, or are we well known enough that we don't need to do that big roll? Because I think if Ben's doing something,
Well, you'll get some people at the end of this week, regardless, but you could spend this week to sort of bolster the effects, or you could do something with the campaign, since I believe the election is in April, the third week of April.
Quite close.
Or let's say the next week.
I would also like to call in a favor Inferium, to pull out us to basically to increase like the effectiveness of the marketing campaign I set up down there.
How much are you doing in this 1 week? Jeez. Ooh.
But
I wish I had you on my campaign.
Well,
seem
I
to
mean-
only be able to do one thing a week.
I'm just a businessman.
You're constantly moving. I understand. I sleep all the time because I'm a politician. Okay.
we can do other things first if you want.
Alright, Sumo, if you could roll I believe this would be Connect plus Intelligence.
Nice. Oh, IT. Have you ever had any time to work on the cure for the thing yet?
Oh no, not yet. Thank you for reminding me. I should probably
And
get started on that.
when do you think I should reveal to the public that we have something on the go? Like last week, so the other campaigns can't try and do the same, or
Well, I think you should let them know that we are working on a cure for this terrible, terrible scourge on our once proud and noble city.
well, I'll probably do that this time around,
Yes.
like this week. Use this week for that, letting people know. That my choice in right hand running mate is not just for shits and giggles.
Alright, I went ahead and calculated the recruitment for that week, and you got an additional 2 sniper specialists, whereas it would have been 0 specialists otherwise. Aside from that, though, you got 14 recruits and 4 veterans, so that'd be the result of that week's of recruitment. And I already put you down on the calendar for that. I believe Aloysia and Pete are the ones who need to go now.
You want to go first, traffic, or do you want me to go? Traffic? I'll just go then. I want to, do another political campaign to make the people of Pira aware that my campaign, my running mate, is working on a cure for the spores and has had some success in recent days. And if I'm made governor, I'll make it a free, like, by like every year or so, annually, you get a checkup, or annually you get a certain amount of stock that you can do for the spore season. Does that sound okay?
Yep, I'm just taking notes as you're talking. So you're gonna begin a campaign. You're gonna start utilizing the spores and the treatment that your company is beginning to develop.
If I may, I would suggest you make the vaccine or whatever it is completely free and available for everyone at all times.
That's what I was saying. I was saying like we're gonna the spores only come out like from what doctors told me like once a year, if that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
seems kind of random. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
but
having a
okay,
stock that's free, like
okay,
it's
just
all in stock, just to give out when it happens.
yeah, just this just is, I'm thinking like like how would the populace do it? And the populace would just promise free shit.
Yeah, I'm promising free shit. I mean, I'm gonna tax the actual like the absolute shit out of these people, so I have to promise free shit with it. I'm gonna fund like wars with them, so oh, and revitalization, so I can get more populace in, so I can tax them as well. But yeah, do I have to make any rules to kind of push that out, get my team working on, well, at least one or two of my under workers working on helping me with that, like a press conference or something like that?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the political handouts to see if there's any new information you might be aware of. Because you have you guys working on research in the background.
Yeah.
All right. So these tidbits of information may or may not influence actions you're taking in the future, but you are now aware of a few things that are going on in the background. You know that Friar Vat is he's currently talking with some of the sewer engineers and a couple of the mercenaries who have made their names down in the underground. And his current plan is to, as far as rebuilding the sewer, because that's a big thing on his political platform, he's planning to basically seal off entrances in order to cut off a section of the sewer, and then he'll repair that and get it all set up, hooked up to the infrastructure of the city, and then they'll open up another section, seal it off, and just do that in piecemeal. So he's basically coming up with a plan to do that
Do I
over
know
the course.
whereabouts he's gonna what's it called block off?
You don't know. He hasn't doesn't have a plan of a specific area to start with. He's probably going to start near the core and work outwards in some way.
What kind of person can I hire to do that? To look into where he's like most likely gonna go?
Yeah. Well, hold on just a
I'll
second.
tell you right now, I'm planning on putting a either like an early mercenary gang, like buy out the area above and let them take over that part of sewer, like so he has a contested bit of land there.
Yeah.
Put some blockades in the way.
Yeah, you could do that. Most of the mercenaries that are city bound, you have some mercenaries that spend most of their time in the woods. They don't know the sewers too well, or at least most of them don't. The mercs that operate in the middle of the city, they tend to know the sewers really well. So you could hire any of them. They would know the area pretty well. Your actual plan is you basically want to hire squatters to sit in the way, from what I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like armed squatters.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Before you make any plan along those lines, you're also aware that Stan Cassia, the guy who's wanting to unite Pyrrha, will unite the different mercenary groups of Pyrrha. You know that, let's see. Yeah, he's continuing with the radio campaign, which is working well for him so far. And you also know that he's entertaining people from a few of the Catalian bastions, but you're not able to figure out which bastions he's currently on good terms with.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, so that's all for that week. You still want to? Well, actually, you've already spent this week. Well, you haven't spent it yet. You just said you were planning to spend it utilizing the spores as a tactic, basically to increase your HP for all intents and purposes, right?
Can I hire people to do things while doing that spore thing?
Yeah, you could do that. Have your campaign do something else while you're using the spores.
I'm gonna hire 2 more paralegals onto my team, and have one paralegal look into whereabouts he's going. He's most likely going to have the jurisdiction to cut off the sewers, and the other paralegal looking into what Catalan bastions are seen or round about fucking Cassia. Find out more about it before I go, balls deep in my plan to ruin both their campaigns. And then release the spore stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'm just taking notes so I don't forget. So you have one looking into the Catalan bastions, and what was the other one looking into? The sewers?
Whereabouts fire that will most likely put his blockade of the sewers up, so I know where to put my my squatters. Basically looking into his team or like people like sewer engineers that I know now that are dealing with him, whereabouts they're surveying.
All right. Yep, so that's good for that week. Are you here yet, Traffic?
Oh, he's alive, but he can't say anything.
Yeah, I saw your thing light up for a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh god, it's so quiet. But yeah, I heard you say I'm here. You have a couple of things you can do if you want. You could basically, if you wanted to expand the mechanized capabilities of the company, you could look into that. Or you could also spend the week working, fix another component on the mech, or do anything else you might feel inclined to do.
My plan for this week is to restock my helicopter's weapons and hire an assistant to help me work on the mech.
All right.
There will come a point where we need like an army of engineers to keep up with everything.
Yeah, I actually already have a tech specialist in the Encyclopedia Galactica set up. So in the future, when you guys have power armored individuals in your squads, you'll need to have techs follow everyone around in order to maintain the reliability to the point where they can be effective in combat. That's definitely a thing. All right, I think that's good for the week 1 of May. And as far as general world news goes, there are riots up north as usual during this time of year, and General Valentine is cracking down on them as usual for this year. And the election is believed to happen next month. And aside from that, there's still there's ships picketing the outskirts of the system in regards to the traffic that has gone missing along this warp lane. And so that's an ongoing issue. And the starport to the south has a lot of activity going on there as well, or the abandoned starport rather. Not too much is known about that though, so those are just things. That's not all new new developments necessarily. It's just to remind you in case you may have forgotten. And we'll go on to week 2. All right.
Did I set up the fucking political foundation?
I don't think so. I think we've. It's possible we may have. I don't have anything written down for it. I know we've talked about it, but you could go ahead and start that if you wanted.
Like okay, I think what let me just organize myself here a bit. Okay, so I wanted to take the guys out for a drink, right? That's edited.
Yep.
Oh, hang on. Das ist noch nicht da. Weiß nicht, wo der ist. Sorry. Okay, I did take the guys out for a drink. Did I call in the favor in Frium? To like increase the fucking advertising campaign there.
Yeah, you could do that. Before you do anything this week, there is a development I was wanting to go over. But after that, you guys can we can go right into the week, see what you guys want to get done. I just want to give you the chance to respond to that before anything else.
Okay.
All right, give me just a moment.
Sounds serious.
All right, so you get a call from the squad leader of Bravo Company, which is 5 soldiers that are stationed in Atori Village.
Yes.
And this isn't a voice call.
Specifically?
No, to the company comm network that all of you are in charge of.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a voice message, and that kind of latency is hard to come by in the area that he's stationed anyway. So it's mostly like burst communication. So he reports, and this is Jakeith Lazale, who's the squad leader of that company, or that squad rather. It's not really a company; it's only 5 guys. And he says that things have been going smoothly for the last few months. They've established good relations with all of the other villagers. This isn't, this is all stuff that's pretty familiar to you already for anyone who's paying attention to that up there. But there are some suspicious individuals who have been out of the village over the last few days. Some of them have been analyzing the terrain with some type of Tech 4 binoculars, and the soldiers are getting spooked by it, so they're just reporting that.
Would it be a good idea for them to investigate it?
We should send some of the guys up there with one of us.
How many
in
guys
a
did?
heli-
I mean, we got 14 recruits and 4 veterans. So how about we make a squad of 10? Like 2 veterans, 8 recruits, and send them to a Tory village as a reinforcement and have them investigated.
Like, do we know how many of them that they've spotted so far?
That's a good question. How many of those guys with the binoculars are there?
The captain himself, he's only seen 1.
Okay.
The other soldiers say that for the last 2 days, they've spotted guys with binoculars. So a total of 3 sightings of people with binoculars. All 3 sightings have been different people with a similar pair of binoculars.
Okay. I think we should at least send some bigger, like not bigger, veteran troops along with these recruits.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. 6 or 8 recruits and the rest veterans, and also a sniper.
How many can we get in a helicopter?
I'd have to check again, but I think the helicopter, you have a pilot and co-pilot, and then 8 people can ride and back easily.
Okay.
8 people, so 1 sniper. That makes 7 of the rest.
Yeah.
So 3 veterans, 4 recruits.
Yeah, currently it's a Tech 3 infantry squad with no specialists, so you basically have 5 guys with combat rifles and AC-16 armor. I think it's AC-16, whatever combat uniform is.
Should we give those guys laser rifles? I think it would be a good idea to give those guys laser rifles. How many do we have?
Well, is the area known for having like any fog or anything like that? Any material in air, high humidity or things like that? 'Cause that can weaken laser blast.
It is deep in the jungle. There's lots of morning and evening fog and lots of humidity. I can also move you guys over to the map to give you an idea.
I just know that sand, high levels of humidity or fog, as well as I think the spores, if it was spore season as well, it would all inhibit laser rifles.
So are the laser rifles really affected by that stuff?
Yeah, they are. It's like light. It's like light. You're going through fog. It gets cut off at a certain distance. It lowers its distance basically, from what I've seen in the book.
Yeah, concealment cover affects laser weapons a bit differently, especially if it's fog or a heavy atmosphere.
That's why I took it, because I know I'm going to be in a city when I use it most of the time.
Yeah, and so on the map, just to clarify as well, you have the Taxol forward operating base. You have 5 soldiers that are stationed in the area, and there are 3 positions because they were given orders really early on to basically fortify the area and dig foxholes. So they have 3 positions that are effectively fortified, and those are within. They have a effective range of 300 meters right now, and so they basically position to be within 300 meters of all of the roads into the area.
So do we want to do this? Do we want to send them up, or do we want to send one of us up with them?
I think
They haven't actually done anything yet. They're just surveying the ground. So I think just reinforcement would be fine.
how about do I have someone who can operate heavy machine guns? Because I'd say we get a sniper, one heavy machine gun guy, and the rest is like recruits and veterans, normal recruits and veterans.
Yeah, mechanically speaking, and I guess this kind of relates to common sense as well. But you could hand guys out here heavy machine guns, but they would be at a -1 to use it until they've finished training to use the weapon. Otherwise, you could hire a specialist and assign them to the squad, and they would have the same skill as the rest of the squad.
Okay, would it be a good idea? So one sniper, one heavy machine gun guy, one, and the rest is like veterans and recruits, like one veteran and 5 recruits. And the heavy machine gun guy can set up in like a spot where
I'm happy with that.
he can like in a central location where he can fire on.
I'm happy with that. Everyone else?
Yeah.
A rocket launcher too. I think this might start to get a bit overkill.
We haven't observed any armor yet. We still have, like, if they do attack, we do need to head up there.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So one sniper, one heavy machine gun,
Just a deterrent.
one rocket launcher guy, and and one veteran and 3 recruits.
All right, I'm just taking notes of all this
Yes.
to keep track of it.
One sniper, one heavy machine gun, one rocket launcher.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through this step by step to make sure that there's no confusion. So, yeah, currently you have 5 Tech 3 infantry. And so, first of all, how many additional soldiers do you want to reinforce the area with?
8, like one helicopter ride.
Okay, so adding 8 soldiers. Alright, so it's now a squad of 13. And you want to add some specialists to the squad. Specialists being like medic, rocket launcher, AT soldier, whatever. So you want to have a guy with a heavy machine gun.
Yes, one heavy machine gun, one sniper, one rocket launcher, and Fuck it, let's put a medic in there as well. So okay, what did I say again? 1 sniper, 1 heavy machine gun, 1 rocket launcher, 1 medic, 1 veteran, and 3 recruits. Okay, I think that should really be it.
All right, I like how this, and you half of the people in the helicopter ride over here are specialists, and I just imagine what these soldiers must be thinking because they say, "Hey, there's a guy snooping around here with binoculars," and suddenly these guys are showing up with rocket launchers and machine guns, and they're like, "Oh boy, maybe Command knows something we don't."
I mean, we just, I guess we tell them via their comm that this is yeah, better safe than
Never
sorry.
be too careful.
Yes.
Never be too careful with this stuff.
Okay, so I got what you're trying to inflate the squad to. Now I believe you have snipers and medics are already on hand. You had some medics from a while ago, and you just hired 2 snipers, so that's not a problem. You can fill that out, no issue. The machine gunner and the AT soldier, however, you'll either need to find those guys individually during this week, or you could also just, since you have the equipment, you could just hand 2 people a machine gun and a rocket launcher. However, they will be at a -1. So what do you want to do about this?
No, we hire specialists.
Okay, you want to try to hire some specialists?
Yeah, I think this isn't a good opportunity to train. We should really set up like a training center or something like that.
Well, that's what the base is for, isn't it? In Pira.
Yeah, but do we use it in that way or?
Haven't yet because we've been moving stuff around. We also bought like a massive chunk of land up there.
Yeah, well, actually, are you talking about for IAM?
No,
No,
Pira.
Pyra. We also have a base in Freyum, yes, but it's in Freyum. It's just land. There's nothing on it yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're gonna train AT soldiers, you'd probably have to use the Fariam base because you can't practice with a rocket launcher in the middle of the city, or at least you could, but you just piss off your closest 200,000 neighbors.
Fuck 'em. No, let's
Nice.
train in Pyra.
I honestly don't want to fuck them because then my enemies will use it against us.
Look, we're just gonna use it the rocket launcher to level the houses, okay? Everyone who complains gets a rocket.
Anyone who's even talking shit is getting hit with rocket ships.
Just do it in Farium. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. All right, so whoever wants to, yeah, well, now that we've decided what you guys want to try and do this week, I think you're all pretty much free. You just have to have someone try to make this connect roll to hire 2 specialists on short notice. You could do a int plus connect, or since you're already in Pira, you could try a charisma plus connect if you want.
Int connect. Fuck it.
All right. Nice. Yep, you're able to hire both of them, no issue. So you get your squad filled out, and the whole area is protected. All right, give me just a moment. I'm going to take some notes real quick.
So I think I've asked this a few weeks before, but does the Otori village have any does anyone have any claim over it?
It's another. You got to remember this whole band around the planet. The demilitarized area is basically Ancapistan. So these guys are working off of basic property rights. They set up the village here, so they own it. It's kind of like the Wild West in a way.
And now we own it.
Yeah, well, you got the security contract over the area, and you're in. Yeah, your income is actually tied to their income as well. So if they have a bumper crop, then you get the you get a bonus.
Okay. Bis morgen. Tschüss.
Okay, so
I guess what I'm trying to say is that ownership is like directly tied to the capability of defending something, and since we defend it, we might as well own it. I mean, to defend like some pride and ended up owning it.
I couldn't understand any of that.
yeah, it's a little robot-y.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you sound good that time. For now on, at least.
What I was trying to say is that the chip is directly tied to the ability to defend an area, and since we defend it, we might as well own it.
Yeah.
I mean the villagers, especially now that we have heavy machine guns and a sniper and stuff like that.
All right, I got all my notes down. So that's Martin spends this week hiring an AT soldier and a machine gunner. So who's next? What do you guys want to do now?
Malevolous?
Oh, and actually, before I forget, the Bravo garrison. So you've reinforced them. I remember you used the word investigate earlier. Did you just want them to? Is this like a show of force sort of thing, where you're going to make sure nobody can just walk up and take the whole settlement out, or do you actually want to give them new orders beyond fortifying the area?
I would say that cautiously make contact with those people that survey the area.
I'd say like
and ask them
sniper could
what's up.
the
If they
sniper
ret-
could look at them and watch them properly.
Yes, that's also. Like the sniper can watch them from a distance, and when they get close to the village, the other soldiers can carefully approach. And if they retreat, let them retreat. But if you can ask them what they're doing here.
All right, so tentatively make contact, but don't apprehend anyone or interrogate anybody. Is that a good
yes,
way of
and
putting it?
obviously, if they fire back.
Yep. All right, cool. I was just wanting to get that down. Malevolous, is there anything you want to do now?
Let me see. I guess I'll get started working on that fucking cure.
All right, the spore cure. Let's see. I think you did a little bit of looking into the spores earlier. Let me check my notes. All right. You want to? So do you want to continue researching to find a treatment to the spores, or are you going to look for? Well, I guess. What do you want to work on first? That's what I should say.
I want to find out how I can treat and cure the spores, and then maybe I'll think about trying to weaponize them. But now I just want to work on a cure.
All right. Yeah, if you want, you can do an int plus no to do some research into the spores. And so far, when you say cure, I assume you mean someone who's already afflicted with the spores. You want to figure out a way to reverse the damage before they die, pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
So 10.
All right, give me just a moment. All right. So you have a basic idea of what kind of technology you would need to reverse someone who's already infected with the spores. Currently, you need extensive treatment, basically, in a Tech 4 critical center, which you actually have access to. Most of the deaths during the spore outbreaks are when those centers fill up. You do know of some Tech 4 medicine that might be used in the field in order to drastically reduce the likelihood of someone dying from these spores. Currently, if you were to put a credit value to this treatment, it would be about 800 credits per usage.
Oh, wow.
So that's what you're aware of right now. Future roles, however, could be used to either increase the amount of people you can treat with one usage, or to maybe lower the cost in some ways.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll figure out how to lower the costs in some ways. Now, are the costs revolved around me bringing this drug in, or me just manufacturing it myself?
It's to create basically you take a med kit which has a certain number of charges, and you can make a med kit specifically to treat these spores, but each charge will cost 800 credits, whereas a normal med kit, I think they cost 20.
Oof. That's a problem.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you telling me that I can make prescription drugs from a med kit?
The med kit contains pre-made prescription drugs.
Well, can't I just make my own prescription drugs from a T4 lab?
Yeah, you could do that. For you to make them right now, it would cost you 1,600 because you're doing a DIY job basically. With a proper factory, you could get the cost down to about 800 credits. But yeah, you could make your own from scratch. You could also, with additional research, you could maybe like cut some corners, make a slightly less effective drug that's much cheaper. You could also make a drug that's the same price but can be used multiple times. And when I say drug, I'm kind of using that term loosely because in this case there's also some equipment that goes along with it. You're basically, with Tech 4 equipment, you're utilizing kind of like a fusion age / spike drive level technology. So you're vaporizing bits of the spores from inside the brain without damaging the tissue and stuff like that. So drugs are a part of it, but there's also other bits and bobs that go along with the drugs.
So we need treatment centers with Tech 4 labs for it.
Yeah, this is just the first, the initial research. Basically, he's researched the spores. He has a basic idea of how they work from a biological standpoint, and with this week, he's able to take the knowledge that he knows and apply it to what he knows of Tech Level 4 science, and he now has this initial treatment. And I don't know if you maybe missed the very first part of what I was saying, but there is a treatment already used for the spores, but it's only available in Tech 4 critical centers, which is why so many people die anytime there's an outbreak, is because there's not enough of those centers.
But he already found a thing that can prevent the spores, didn't he? There was like a certain thing that you'd inject to not cut to not disallow, but I can't remember what we did at first. We already researched something to do with prevention, not the actual treatment.
Yeah, you already have some preventatives. He was asking for a cure for someone who's already afflicted. And yeah, that is something to keep in mind, is you could optimize a cure, but you could also optimize a preventative as well.
have the cure on standby, but like give everyone, because I last thing you said when we did that was that it was it was cheaper. Like it wasn't as cheap as some medicines, but it would be like less than 100. The what's it called, preventative thing.
Yeah, the preventative would be a lot cheaper.
Yes.
So just make sure everyone takes their pills every day, and then you don't have to do so many. You don't have to pay out so many cures.
So I guess
Hopefully.
the next thing I want to work on is trying to figure out a way to eradicate these spores if possible.
Yep, you can look into that next week. I have you down on week 2 for finding a cure to the spores.
Okay.
All right, and Aloysia, is there anything you want to do on week 2?
Did I learn anything? Did my new paralegals learn anything this week?
Yep, let me check on that real quick. All right, I'll have to move you to a new map for this part real quick. So this is like a basic idea of the highways of the underground. And I don't think these areas are actually labeled, but the red is Blood Run, the purple in the middle is the schoolyard, the teal on the right side is the cistern, the area to the north is the area under the dockways, the spillways into the ocean, and then the bottom orange area is the hive. And so this is and these are only the major and well-known routes of the underground.
Okay.
So he believes the schoolyard is already pretty well fortified. The cistern, which is the teal area, is basically the most civilized area of the underground. And he's probably going to start with the area of Blood Run under the warehouses is the most reasonable place to begin with such a project.
The warehouses I just blew up.
Oh, you blew up 4 blocks, but the warehouses are that whole area.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's funny. Yeah. How many people would I need to kind of disrupt his work on that up until the election? Like what is it? 4 weeks? Like 7 weeks? How many weeks is that again?
Let me check.
3rd week of April. So
Yeah, I think I said April earlier, but we've already passed April. It's the 3rd week of May. That it's.
Yeah. And we're in May now, aren't we?
Yep, this is the 2nd week of May, so the election is next week, I believe. I actually have to update.
Oh, fuck.
I have to update the political things. I didn't update it for the past 2 weeks.
All right. I'm gonna have to go full fucking. I'm so close, but so far away. I need 4 points. What are we gonna do, boys? Should we go to war with the fucking red arrows? Oh.
Well, I was just gonna say, you spent the last week working the spores into your political campaign, and I already rolled for that, so that gave you 2 points.
Okay. Have either of them gained any HP? Well, Firevat must have gained 10 if he's been for 2 weeks if he's incumbent. Oh no, he's back up to 30. I'm gonna lose. Alright,
Yep.
boys, it was fun. I'm gonna lose.
He's actually up to 32, because that's something he did as well.
You're gonna lose the election? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
If I just had set up the fucking function, charity foundation, political, whatever bullshit.
It won't work nowadays. It's the election's in a week.
Fuck. Well, I guess better luck next time. And perhaps it would be more credible if you were to lose your first run.
Mm. Yeah.
Shall I switch to weaponizing the spores?
No, not yet. Okay, this week I'm gonna visit fucking. I'm going to visit. What's her name? Strahd. Ursa.
Yep.
We should show them what happens when they vote the wrong way.
I'm back over to the calendar now. All right, so you want to spend this week? Well, I guess you haven't spent the week yet, but what do you want to visit Ursa Strahd for?
I want to go into a back room, the room that's for her clients that's hidden, and ask her what should I do. I have a very little time to do anything now, and I don't think I'll win.
Yeah, well,
Go to her as a friend, basically, and say I don't know. I've put so much money into this, but I have a little bit left, but I don't know where to spend it.
yeah. So she's just kind of says, "Oh, well, I'm not sure what to tell you. You don't really have a lot of time to work with, and it looks like Friar's ahead in the race. So maybe this just isn't the year."
How much would it take to get a hit output on fucking Friar that?
Well, it depends. Some people would be willing to do it, but he's a couple of people have tried to kill him in the past, and he's wised up some of the mistakes, some of the lessons learned from that.
What if I just blew up a whole building that was in?
It would be pretty fucking suspicious just 1 week for the election. To
And
Hmm?
and
what? Yeah.
think they won't vote for me just because I blew up my opponent. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna set up a group of, I don't know. I'll hire 10 recruits
Have a hacker though.
and one. I'll search for 10 recruits and one veteran to go hide
Hang on.
the
Simon
underground
is a good
quarter
point.
foundry. Oh, what's the Simon say?
If we have a hacker and he can put something on his
Can I
compad
do
or
that?
computer or whatever.
But isn't he in with the media,
The politician or the hacker?
the politician?
I mean,
They cover it up like they did with fucking everyone for years. Even if it wasn't true, they'd still cover it up.
we could bypass that though. We could
Is there anything that I can Mumbo? Is there anything I can do to him using the hacker when it comes to like incriminating evidence?
You could try something like that. The maneuver probably damages HP. It'd be a high risk, high reward sort of maneuver.
Okay. I'll get my technician who's working on the website to help out our hacker back at base from like setting up like a relay station so he has better access to Pira because he's not in Pira, and kind of try and see if he does that, as well as can I do a role for recruiting some people to go into the tunnels?
Yeah, regarding that, so the current the plan that of where Friarvat is going to seal off sections of the tunnels and repair it. He already has a plan where they're just going to have a bunch of guys go down there and shoo away all the squatters immediately. So the first and probably most obvious way to interrupt that is to simply let the squatters know that people will be coming, because then they'll have time to arm themselves and barricade themselves up.
I'm also going to hire a few people and send them down there I'll give them 2 weeks worth of pay, send them down there with arms, and tell them to tell them. So kind of send down a militia to help the militia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you to further aggravate the situation, you could hire like a bunch of guys from the library or somewhere else to go down there and just harass the crew that's going down to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and tell the squatters to fucking fortify.
How about we arm the opposition to that politician who are not aligned with us? You know what
That's
I
what
mean?
I'm doing. The squatters down there aren't aligned with that politician because they're gonna try and move them off their home. So I'm arming them, but the Catalians
Ah.
are kind of in league with no one, and the Vestralians are in league with
Yeah, then
Cassia. So the Catalians probably won't like Cassia if I draw attention to the fact that he's working with the Vestralian people. I think he's doing that, isn't he? Oh no, that's Friar. Friar Vat's doing that. So Friar Vat won't be able to get any Italian support. That's why the Italians helped me blow up his factories. But yeah, Mumbo, I'm gonna. How many people can I get? Do I have to do a connect charisma?
Yep, you can do a connect charisma to see what kind of people you get.
There we go, 10.
Let me see real quick.
I'll advertise it as mostly for tunnelers, people, or people who are good at tunneling.
Alright, so on short notice, you can get 47 people who know the underground pretty well. They're +0 professionals, which means basic familiarity. And let's see. I'm calculating the cost now.
2 weeks worth of pay.
Alright, so that would be 6,580 credits. You want to take that out of your own pocket, or do you want to put it on the ledger? Alright.
My own pocket.
Cool.
So, one, 2, 5. Okay. I still want to tell my technician and the hacker to work together to make up some extremely incriminating evidence towards Friarvat, like an underground child sex ring or something like that.
do people on this planet care about stuff like that, though?
I don't think a lot of families would be terribly happy with what if they found out that, even if it's like every man for himself, it's still a moralistic kind of.
Well, the hurdle wouldn't be getting people to care about it morally. It would be getting people to hear about it in the first place, because 95% of the people who live on this planet are brutal survivalists who don't tune into the news.
Okay.
So why are they
The
voting for
best way to
Friarvat?
spread it would be through word of mouth.
Well, I could always hire a bunch of people to spread it if I got it into the news.
What
Like,
about the
well,
people in the cities? Are they also those harsh survivalist types, or are they different from the ones outside the
Well,
cities?
if you were living in a city that had massive underground networks of people like mercenaries killing each other every day, you might be a survivalist.
Yeah, so there are two groups of people who don't fit into that survivalist category in the city. The first group are the foreigners, who most of which live in the commerce district, and the other group are the Vestals, who are basically that community used to be filled with Republicans from the Adlet Republic, and those people are still pretty chill. everyone else has kind of drifted towards the Mad Max part of the political spectrum.
Yeah, nice.
I'm still gonna do it though. Incriminating evidence, go.
Is there like a humongous figure?
Huh?
Humongous, the guy from
Yeah.
Mad Max 2 with the hockey
Oh yeah,
mask.
I forgot about him.
Once again,
That's all I need to
you
say.
forced me
You know,
to.
would that be something that I could put on flyers and that Friar Vat's coming to take your guns?
Yeah, honestly, the biggest issue, if you could convince people of that, you would kill his campaign in an instant. The problem is that would be so difficult for anyone to believe because this is a death world.
Is there any groups in the city that are not anti-gun but pro restrictions?
Neither of the two main campaigners are really restricting anything.
No, I'm saying like, is there a group in the city that's kind of for kind of authoritarian state rule, where state have guns, people don't?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that either party do, but if I could link them to them and then insinuate they're trying to take guns away, and put like a massive police force that will stop you from doing what you want.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Say that, just full out say they're full of authoritarian. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna lose at this point. Just no point being truthful anymore.
Just throw as much shit as you can at the other guy.
Yeah.
All right, Operation Autistically Flailing begins.
Yes.
All right.
Operation About.
Yeah, both the Catalians and the Vestralians are seen as more authoritarian than the area you're in now. So and both groups have ties to those because
Well, I'm gonna tie Friar Vat to the Vestralians. I'm gonna say the Vestralians want our guns to take us back into their fold and just push that whole narrative and try and get the hacker and that to put some incriminating shit that people wouldn't like on his hard drive, and forcibly release it.
And Cassia is courting the Catalians, but that's not public knowledge yet, so that's also the other thing to remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I need to do that as well. I only have limited amount of things I can do, unless I want to take the two. Actually, yeah, because my legal team doesn't need to do anything anymore because we're about to end. So I'm going to send I'm going to take two of my legal team off, monitoring Fire and Cassia, and put them on full, like, okay, release just all the stuff that you've found out about them, release to the public. And I'll spend $5,000 on trying to get awareness out.
So, when are we going to confiscate the guns?
Yeah, they're going to confiscate your guns. They're going to sell us out to different political groups. They're going to
when are we going to do that?
After we put chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay.
I don't want to take the guns off them. It's I want to be kind of like Sweden, where I just keep them all in. They're all my troops. Everyone's a troop. Children can have grenades.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say what Simo is just like, we aren't, is like, the whole plan is this is a death world. We're going to give more people guns.
Yes, exactly. They're going to defend us.
Look, I try to think about this from a politician's point of view, and as someone who wants as much control over the population as possible, and so one of the steps would be confiscating guns.
Through ideology.
And then transition into like the hyper-capitalist, eugenic, hyper-technocratic, hyper-fascism.
You can buy your guns, and we're going to give you shitty.
Yeah, but first we have to confiscate them.
No, you don't. You don't need to confiscate them at all.
We confiscate the guns and then we sell it back to them. Hyper-capitalism.
No. I'm sorry, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not restricting the people just to give it back to them in the same term.
Nah, it's just a joke anyway.
It's
I've
just
been
joke,
reading.
man. It's a joke.
I've been reading too much Nick Land.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, does any of the things, do I need a roll for anything else?
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
I've spent
Let's see.
5 grand on those 2 fucking paralegals to put out all the stuff that they've found. Just throw it out there. Try and get some people to see it. Damage the other people's both sides campaign, and get the hacker and my technician to work on incriminating evidence on Bryovat's thing.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think this might work. You could, so for this week, you've met Ursa Strad, had a short conversation about her, asking her for a new course of action. She wasn't really able to offer you too much. And then you hired 47 recruits and gave them orders to harass the underground project, as well as basically letting the squatters know what's going on. For that, so your hands are pretty much tied for the week. You can hire those 2. You said you wanted to hire 2 additional paralegals to sow chaos. This chaos we've been talking about for the last few minutes. Okay, you could probably do that. That'll be about as much as I think you can fit into this week.
And the hacker and that can't do anything, or the hackers, like, they're doing their own thing. I'm not paying them to do anything. I'm just telling them, oh, if you get a chance, try this. I can my campaign staff and the staff of Tactical Solutions do their own thing during the week, or am I just too overburdened to even ask them?
They just have standing orders. They're continuing to gather information, as well as basically increase your HP and defend from political attacks. You can reassign them to do whatever you want, though. They have a normal 8-hour per day workload at the moment.
I just want them to put incriminating evidence on Bryovat's thing, if I can. Just try. Him, like the hacker we have back at base, and the what's it called, the programmer I have at base in my office, if it's possible.
All right, and so I'm just haven't put this in the calendar. So for Friarvat, you wanted to tie him to Australian powers to make him out to be an authoritarian. Were you wanting to do the same thing with Stan Cassia, or were you wanting to take a different route with him?
Oh, I was just wanting to. Nah, nothing with Stan Cassia. Just the what's it called? My legal team spewing all the shit about his Catalian links and all that. Like everything that they've learned, just post it.
All the Australian links, you mean?
Is Cassia Australian?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
Fryer, I'm wanting to get the hacker and the technician to put incriminating evidence to link Fryer with authoritarian Australians, and my paralegals are just releasing everything that they've found over the campaign, including Stan Cassia's connection with the Catalians, the Bastions.
Okay, yeah, that was just what I was wanting to clarify, if you were going to make public the Bastion connection.
Yes, I am. If I can't win, no one can win.
All right. All right, so Simo, I think, let's see, I think you had something you were wanting to do this week. Let me scroll up and chat a bit. You want to look for drone specialist. All right. Yeah, you can do a intelligence plus connect. Find some people who work with drones. It'll actually be a little bit more difficult now. Unfortunately, you mentioned going to a high-tech city. Pira is still your best bet for finding those guys. because of the higher manpower kind of cancels out the low tech bonus. However, it will be slightly more difficult than normal to find a tech specialist because you guys eliminated the faction that trains the tech specialist.
It's nice. No competition in that area.
Yep. Oh, so that was a pretty lucky, pretty good roll, and a pretty lucky week to have a good roll. So you actually find 8 people who they have a skill set that makes them qualified to be a combat drone operator. You can hire all of them if you want, or some of them. Nice, so you now have, I'll put you down on the calendar for SEMO hires 8 combat drone specialists. All right, and I think the last one for Pete. Last week I believe you refitted your, or you hired a mechanic to help you with the repairs, and you restocked the helicopter. Is there anything you want to do for this week? Oh, you there, traffic? Oh, I think I saw your thing light up just then.
Just keep working on the mech now.
All right. You have an idea of what kind of part you want to work on next?
Is the guy I hired to help me, is he a +0 or a +1?
Let's see. He is, let me scroll up here. I think I forgot to have you roll for that. If you want, you can roll an intelligence plus connect to hire a guy. I put it down on my scratch sheet, but I forgot to ask you to roll for some reason. Alright, yeah, he's a +0. However, just having a second pair of hands at a +0 or higher will half the time it takes you to complete projects. So even though he has a low chance of successfully assisting you, you have that going for you.
Alright, then. Now it's time to get the reactor up and running.
All right. Yep, that'll be a fix plus intelligence, I believe. Nice. Okay. So this is really interesting. Give me just a moment here. Alright, so this is a super productive week, and you have an extra pair of hands helping you. So you can choose 4 components to fix if you wish.
Then I'll do the Stanlov reactor, the overcharge reactor, then the quantum tap array and exo-weave plating.
Alright, so your armor goes from 10 to 20 now. And once you fix the redundant systems, you'll get 20 HP, so you'll have 80 HP and 20 armor. And just to be clear, armor and armor class are 2 different things. The armor means that anything that does 20 or less damage to you is basically ignored by your vehicle. So yeah, that was a pretty good week. Alright, so I'll put you down for week 2. All right, we go over to week 3. All right, I'm going to
I wanted to set up the foundation this week. Or did it something else? I don't remember.
oh yeah, let me check real quick. Oh, for week 2, I have you hiring an AT soldier and a machine gunner.
It is still week 2. I thought this was week 3.
No, we're still on week 2.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna get a cup of coffee real quick. So, 5-minute break, I suppose.
I think I shall go make some tea.
I guess I'm going to take a smoke.
All right, I'm back.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
All right, so last week was relatively quiet for news. There are a couple of political updates that we can get to with Aloysia in a few moments. The other thing is you have the first of many tropical storms are brewing. They're basically going to batter the coast with rains, and the inland area will be much more foggy and wet than usual.
Ooh.
So that begins during the week. There's also additional news from a while ago. Outlook Park, the area where you guys were hunting for bugs earlier, that area was cordoned off. And recently, a investigative journalist from the Feldman Network snuck in and caught an image of a large explosion emanating from one area of the northern side of the park. And there is currently an ongoing investigation regarding some type of nuclear isotope from the location. So people are debating over whether it is weapons grade or fuel grade radioactives.
Oh God.
Yep, and I think that's those are the main things that have happened in the world recently. And let's see. Your ship is now out on the water. You can expect a payday at the end of the month for that. It has finished its dry docking and repairs and everything.
Did we ever put a Sea Whiz on it?
We have a railgun on it. And
That's not a Sea Whiz.
no, it is not.
Damn it.
Very unfortunate.
Most unfortunate.
Dog, stop licking your balls. Ollie, stop it. I can hear that from over here and it's disgusting.
Hey, you know you would do it too if you could.
Yes, but doesn't need to rub it in my face.
Alright, and you also get an update from the Atori village. There have been a couple of unfortunate encounters between the locals and the new Texel guys. Just a couple of scuffles and brawls. Some of the people visiting the village don't take kindly to being prodded by the not so tactful mercs, so they just had a little bit of a few unfortunate encounters in that regard. But there have been no there's no additional what you might call useful information from the event other than that, or from the situation rather.
Should I go kill one of them to make a point?
Decimation. How many of them? 13? Yeah, you only have to kill one.
Alright. I guess when it's my turn, I'll go over there and find out who's responsible and shoot him, I guess, or something.
Yeah, just be the commissar, man.
All right. I think that's it. So which one of you guys wants to set your stuff up first?
I guess I'll go. How's the feeling in Piro? Has any of my stuff succeeded at all? Everything went badly.
Yep, we can look into that. All right, so yeah, a lot of the events related to Aloysia, I just waited until you sorted your stuff out over here, so we can have it all in one place. So yeah, the let me look at something just real quick.
Allah fucking Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
All right, so the beginning of the construction project started at during last week, or at the end of last week, we'll say. So basically, your guys went down and intercepted the first crew that was going to seal off some sections of the tunnels. The big wave to move out all of the squatters, the initial wave, failed, but they brought way more firepower than might have been expected by the squatters. You didn't know exactly what he was going to bring down there, and they didn't, but you guys prepared for the worst, and it was a little bit worse than that. However, they did retreat after they ran into a slightly larger level of resistance than they were expecting. So, so far, that area of the sewers remains the way it was before.
How many of my guys died? and the squatters.
That was 16 of your guys died. You don't know exactly how many. You don't know exactly how many squatters died.
Did any of their guys die?
You have a handful of confirmed kills, but it's hard because they retreated, took all the bodies with them, and you don't have an exact estimate, but probably be higher than 5, no higher than 20.
Okay. Well, would it be a weekly action for me just to send them some more guns and some armor and shit? Or like get one of my campaign staff to send them some goodies down into that area?
You could have your campaign staff do that in the background, but it'll have a higher likelihood of success if you oversee it personally for the entirety of the week.
I'll have them do it because I need to do something this week.
All
What's
right.
going on right now? Is like is are you
I'm gonna
assaulting
use some
someone?
machine
Robert?
guns and no, the people that I sent into the foundry to, fuck with Fire Vat's sewer project. I'm gonna give the squatters and the guys. What do we have? Do we have some machine guns? Some big machine guns.
Remember that they're fighting in a sewer as well.
Yeah, but having machine guns, if you put the machine gun emplacements, would be quite good for a sewer, would it not?
Yeah, for some areas they would be the best possible gun you could use, but there's also lots of twisting and turning and lots of cover.
Well, I'll give my campaign staff instructions to set up. Give them. I'll say 3 heavy machine guns and a bunch of ammo. To completely get rid of all the in long stretch tunnels, get rid of all the what's it called, the cover, and have long stretch tunnels with machine gun turrets at the end.
All
So
right.
and make as much cover as possible in the bendy tunnels, and utilize. Do we have any shotguns available? Yeah, I'll give them like 10 combat shotguns and a bunch of shells, and just tell them to fucking use their imagination, set up some traps and things like that. They should be good at it if they live down there.
All right, so that was how many heavy machine guns?
3 heavy machine guns. I'll say 1,500 rounds, 10 combat shotguns, and I'll say 100 rounds of combat shotgun. Just send it over to them. It's not much, but it's something, especially for that kind of warfare. Reserved warfare.
All right, how many shotguns and rounds? That's the last thing I got to check off.
10 shotguns, 100 rounds, 10 shots each. They can buy their own if they want to actually stay there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, they're already armed, so this stuff will just flush out whatever they're missing.
And what I'm going to do this week is, with the last of my money, I'm going to hold an event. Small event. A kind of march down the... What's the longest street in Pira?
Let's see.
Like the longest one-way, like single direction street.
That is a good question. There's most of the streets have been divvied up and barricaded. It'd probably be that one of those streets right next to the park. Let me see. Give me just a moment. All right. So yeah, there's a large street called Anthem Avenue that runs past the park.
I'm going to put out flyers and spend 8 grand on setting up a a Piran Pride kind of march.
Here in Pride.
Like pride over your nationality, not like gay pride. Spend 8 grand just to say, like, okay, if you're a true Piran, meet up with me at this spot, and we're going to go a long march of like banners and flags that I'll buy. Have a
Is it going
few
to be
of
a
my
mostly peaceful protest?
yeah, but I'm gonna bring some of my armed guards with me.
All right.
Sure.
So this will be interesting.
Practical solution people.
And there are some ways you can deal with this, but to give a background, a sort of this may affect what you guys are doing during the week. It'll probably definitely affect this, but this whole week is going to be extremely stormy. There will be this heavy downpour and wind. So there are a couple of ways you can go about this. You could have like large awnings put up over the street, or you could have it be more of an indoor affair. Do you have any ideas on how you might want to work with that?
How much would it cost for the awnings?
Probably not too much. Like I
What
could.
if I want to put Piran symbols on all the awnings?
Oh, you wanted to like print symbols on them? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
Make it kind of like a full affair, a full like advertisement affair. My face on a few of them. Scion portrait of my face on some.
I'm just doing some rough guesstimates here.
Whatever it is, just take out the 8 grand that I spent on the thing. I wanted something cheap, so I decided to choose a day walk.
Yeah, that'd probably just be 1,500 credits. You could set up awnings and basically have the whole street be available for the event.
So I have 6,500 left to play around with and what I want to do. Guess like a bit of music, a bit of food, whatever whatever I can spend to get this to reach more people when it comes to advertisement around the Vestal community and probably the commerce and travelers quarter.
Yeah. The Vestal community is, even though they're the most insular out of all of these communities, so like if you were doing an event in Squalltown, you would also reach a lot of people in Triargol and Sarblat. You don't get that kind of effect in Vestal. However, Vestal has a good connection with the core, so you'll get people from Foundry, Commerce, and Traveler Quarter that'll show up.
I'm gonna go for that kind of core section with the Vestals then, like mostly Vestals, which I've always looked after, but the commerce boundary and travelers quarter as well. Just advertise as much as possible.
All right. Let me update the politics thing.
Like to do that advertisement, a bit of food and some music at this march. How much would that be more than 6,500 to do?
Oh, yeah.
I could take a little bit out of the actual people, like our money, the Tactical Solutions money, from going all out.
Let me check some just real quick. Yeah, so for about 10,000, I'm just rounding it to the nearest. For about 10,000, you can easily supply the event with enough food and entertainment, and purchasing the kind of infrastructure you need to have the event.
Can I take 3,500 out of our bank then, the combined tactical solutions bank, to do that?
Yep, assuming everyone else is okay with it, you can stick it on the ledger.
I very rarely use anyone else's money.
Alright, that was 3,000, you said?
3,500. Because
Right.
I'm using 6,500 already, and you said 10,000, did you?
Yep.
So yeah, I need 3,500 just to make it up the mark. Let's do that. Any rolls I have to make? Follow this procession and lead the procession.
Yep, a lead
And
plus charisma. Can
Well, I'm
be.
spending the week advertising as well, so do I get any bonus for advertising?
Yep, I'll factor that in as well.
A lead plus what?
Lead plus charisma.
Okay. I live on.
Alright, that's a great roll. Keep closing all these handouts. Oh wow. Yeah, so this event actually nets you 11 once the bonuses are counted in from the advertising. So you go from 18 to 29 HP.
God damn it. So close, but so far away. Fuck.
Stage
Why'd
a
you do this to
terrorist
me?
attack.
I have to make a terrorist attack against Friar Blatt to win. I'm at 29 and he's at 32. Fuck.
Could you energize your voting base?
I need to take points away from him. I've already done everything I can do this week to actually get me points. I mean, you guys can do things. Can they do anything to influence the election?
Well, hold on. I just rolled for the effects of last week too, because I was waiting to see how this parade turned out as well. So Stan Cassia, your dirt did land on him with the Catalian thing, but the problem is that at the exact same time that surfaced, he happened to be doing a rally announcing his partnership with a Catalian bastion in Squalltown, and so it basically had no effect on him. And but at the same time, it didn't damage you either, so there wasn't any backlash or anything like that. It just bounced off of him basically. With Friar Vat, so he gained 5 HP, and then Stan Cassia took a couple of his voters out from under him with one of something that he's doing in the background that you're not quite aware of. But there are a lot of people are talking about Friar Vat in a disparaging way, calling him an anti-Catalian, and also associating him with the Camp Enri disaster. So you have nothing to do with that, so you assume that's probably something Cassia's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gains 5 HP, but he loses a total of 4 HP because of both your smear campaign and Cassia's smear campaign. So he's at 28 right now.
He's at 28. Cassia's at 26.
Cassia's at... Oh, sorry. I didn't update it yet. Cassia's at 30. I just updated it, so
Okay.
it should be correct now.
Guys, I need you to do something for me.
What?
I need you to all go to the sublot and take on the the red arrows. Can you do that for me now? Or
Would
at
be a
least
good idea.
or at least one of you go talk to the candle the candlelight company to stop make public that Cassia's plan of uniting won't work because the candlelit company won't help him. I need you to convince the candlelight company not to help him and to help
Well,
me instead.
I could see what I could do, but I mean,
Because that's
I'm
the
not
only
super
way I could take
talky
like
talk, but I'll
I just
try.
need 1 point taken away from him. Just need 1 point taken away right now. I think you'll gain a bonus next week anyway, and I'll lose, but not by much.
Well, I'm thinking, would it be a good idea to directly involve us like that and not just wait for the next election? I mean, I know it's going.
Oh, Simo, you found a much better way of doing this. And it's the thing that we talked about before that we need you to do. And I'm doing a march. That's fucking great. You are fucking smart, Simo. Simo, can you use your action this week to shoot me?
See, that is a great out of context clip for this whole campaign.
Just shoot me. More damage the better. Just don't kill me.
Oh my
Barely missed.
god.
Remember, Simo, non-lethal damage only.
Do a Sargon, Simo.
Yes.
Do like, or barely miss him, like.
Don't barely miss me. Shoot me in the fucking, like, near the heart. I don't care. Just do something. Yes, I will give, like, we'll spend money on getting, like, the fucking, next week we'll spend money on getting the, what's it called, data pads and that sent out. And we'll do a rousing speech from my hospital room. But first you need to shoot me.
Then you could pull an emperor and blame it on your opponents.
It was the Jedi.
Their
was the
attempt
Jedi.
on my life has left me scarred.
Could we not create a round that like doesn't penetrate but creates a lot of fake blood? Like we fill it with fake blood and it hits him, and it's like all over him, and he
No.
looks.
The point of this is I want to be put in hospital.
It's got to be convincing.
We
I
can
have
put
to
you.
be in pain.
I mean, we can just fake the whole thing.
Yes. but
No,
that can easily
he
be,
needs to shoot me in front of all my supporters and the whole city. It's needs. Look, man, it just needs to be done. Just if he gets a crit fail and kills me, then so be it. It was a fucking good run.
All right, yeah. So this is easy enough to organize. You can have Simo position himself at the end of the parade. You can take that shot, and so yeah, everyone's good to go with this plan.
Have
Yep.
we actually been made aware of this plan?
No,
Okay.
no one but me and Simo.
Okay. Am I?
The
well,
less people know and the less chatter online,
I
the
assume
better.
I'm there, correct?
Yes, you're by me. You're leading the concession with me.
Oh,
You're probably the ones that are going to take me to the hospital.
Oh. Okay.
But it'll seem completely legitimate to you, so everything you say in front of our supporters will be completely true and valid. So what does 20 attack do? Ooh, 15
All right.
damage.
So yeah, you call in your favor. You wait a few hours during towards the end of the event. Do you want to time this in any particular way, like maybe while you're giving a speech or something?
I'm going to give a speech about how this election I have done my best for my supporters, and the corruption I see in the city is great, but I fear that it might overcome me. Like kind of like a don't be expecting too much kind of thing. But we've done great work here over the campaign, and I'd like to thank all my staff. Bang.
All right. Give me a charisma plus. Let's see. I think that would be a charisma plus lead.
Fuck it up now.
Success.
Ah.
All right. You come off as utterly convincing as the bullet hits you. Or in this case, it's okay. So Simo actually is using a sniper rifle. I was about to say, normally Simo uses a shear rifle, but it'll be a lot more difficult to see exactly what'll happen. So with a sniper rifle, it's a little bit more obvious. And so Simo, I think at this point you should roll a sneak plus dexterity if you wish to extract yourself from the situation as quietly as possible.
Does he have his hover bike with him?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Probably should have asked this earlier, but so yeah, Simo, I assume you're probably like firing from a rooftop or something like that, and you have a vector of escape ready. Okay, yeah, sneak plus dex. All right, give me just a moment. All right, there are a couple of people who notice the initial shot, but none of them are able to catch up with you and figure out, basically get eyes on you as you're running away.
Hooray! It went out. It went off without a hitch, boys.
All right,
So
and
15 damage.
Yep, so that's 15 damage. Where does that put you at with HP?
It puts me at 18.
All right. So, Malevolus, did you want to stand by to render medical aid?
Simo wasn't convincing enough. Put another round in me.
Ah,
Can I like? Can I like be the hype guy?
That's a
Like I'm the
good
guy who
question.
kind of gets hysterical and
Could is Simo able to do a pre-roll, see if he could get his hands on a Red Arrows uniform or anything?
We could have done a fix plus int roll beforehand, but I don't think it'd be.
Too late.
I don't think it'd be fair to do it now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Malevolus, because we mentioned that before the actual roll took place, if you want, you can stand by medical aid. Unfortunately, with Martin acting hysterical in the crowd, that'd be a good idea, but unfortunately, we're already beyond that point.
okay.
We could have had a whole like Ocean's 13 thing going on. Every member of our party's a great fucking actor.
All right, so Malevolus, you want to roll? Do you want to roll a heal plus intelligence real quick?
exactly what I'm going to do.
I'm playing it up a little bit on the ground. Oh my god.
All right, give me just a moment.
No one's gonna have any sympathy for me now. You just healed me back to full health. It's like, oh no, he's fine. He's fine. Okay.
Well, you could spin this. You could say you're a victim, but you're also competent.
My campaign staff is so competent they pulled a bullet out of me. I'm like what was it, Reagan that got winged by the guy who saw Taxi Driver?
Oh yeah, didn't Reagan like get shot like twice?
Yeah, I think he got winged though. I think it was like the arm and the upper shoulder or something like that.
Oh.
All right, so you heal for 7 HP at the hospital.
Oh, is it this at the hospital?
Yeah, I mean this is the kind of care that takes place over the course of an hour.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay, so I have a few things to reveal now. So this is actually an extremely fortunate event for you because both Friarvat and Stan Cassia were utilizing their media assets on you at the time that this happened. So they have unwittingly given air to the fire that you've started, basically.
They shot me and then they started saying that I was the bad one. Oh,
Yep.
I'm such a victim.
So you get
Play a victim role.
you get 6 points to your HP, and they get 2 points of backlash as well. Actually,
like
Friarvat gets 4 points of backlash, and Stan gets 2 points.
a public like tactical solution announcement condemning this assault, this heinous attempt at our
No. Don't bring any like attention to the fact that I'm part of a military band with a bunch of snipers in it. Thank you very much. Please don't. Just leave the people to imagine it themselves.
Call in a favor and get like one of the guys I know to condemn it. Like one of
Yeah,
those.
that would be good. Yeah, a peer in to condemn it, definitely.
Yes.
Yep.
Like factory owners or something.
You could do that. I believe everyone can see the peer and election handout, but this actually does put you in the lead. And I will let you know that doing this is a high risk, high reward political move. If you still want to do it, you can, but it can. Throwing that out there, even if you do it from a second source, like removed from your company, could potentially have people link up things in the background.
Sorry, what are people doing? What's Michael asking to do? To link up me with this? 'Cause I said
He
you
wants.
can do it.
Yeah, so from what I understand, he wants to call one of his contacts in Pira and have them talk up about this heinous attack on Tactical Solutions and condemn it.
No.
Don't bring in Technical
Look,
Solutions.
don't say anything about Cap. Yeah. Just call up and say, hey, that was terrible. You should do a fucking media announcement about how it's terrible for Aloysia.
Yes, drum up support
I'm
for
friends
an
with
investigation or something like that.
Never bring Tactical Solutions to the fact that we have a bunch of snipers on payroll into the fact that I just got shot by a sniper.
Okay, yeah. So here's what I'm saying. You stir up. You're looking to stir this up and draw attention to the fact that Aloysia has been assassinated, which, if successful, will grant him additional points. If unsuccessful, one of the things that and a number of things you couldn't predict could happen, but one of the easy to imagine things is that an investigation is launched, which, if successful, could potentially prove that it's a false flag operation. And so that's what I mean by high risk, high reward, You
guys want to do it to ensure victory? Victory or nothing? We're rolling really high today. Look at our rolls. We're rolling really high today. This is the time where it stops.
To do this. Easier to blame.
I want to make the speech from my hospital room, Simo, but I don't know if I want to go for this and utterly destroy the opposition or not. What do you think, Simo?
While you're at it, might as well fucking wreck them.
Because I am a victim, but I don't want the Simo to be uncovered as the shooter. That's the only thing.
Look, let us worry about that. You just do your politician thing. Just
okay. I'll yeah. Simo says play it safe. If you want to do it, Michael, do it. I'm all for like going balls to the wall on this. We're rolling hard.
I can go ahead and call in the favor and
yeah, if you want to, man.
Yep, you can do a connect plus. I believe in this case you could use charisma, connect plus charisma to call in this favor.
Connect plus charisma.
The make or break. The make or break.
Oh, son of a bulgogi.
All right, give me just a moment.
I mean, do I have to roll for the favors in the future as well? Because normally for those,
you call in the favor automatically. What you're rolling is basically finding the right person to deliver this sort of statement and not fuck it up colossally.
Yeah, because it says
the shooting that Simo did was terrible. I mean,
all right. So
I'm just asking because it says that the favor automatically completes. But if that's how you. I'm fine with either way.
There's a favor to do. It's like a kind of play on the rules. Like you don't know is the best like person for this.
Yeah, you could call a favor. It'll automatically work. But the problem is you have the potential of calling in a favor from somebody who is the worst possible person to do what you're asking of them. And in that situation, it'll be better to.
No, I'm fine with this. I just was.
Yep.
Choose the right 4 MP.
So, all right. Let's see. You add 5 HP to Aloysia's campaign, so that puts him at 40. The series of questions that go over, and this happens over the course of the week, so we're still within the time scale. They're unable to determine whether it was Stan Cassia or Fryer, and so they both take 1 HP apiece. Alright, so I've just updated that.
It was both of them together. Okay, who wants to go now?
Oh, hold on, I'll just summarize this as false flag campaign under calendar. There's a bunch of shit that happened.
I know, Simo, I have to. I can imagine me getting like on my rolls, getting like a crit, snake eyes on this though. Like get a 1 and a 1 and just like say, yeah, my friend shot me and it was terrible. I mean, oh, this is all over for me, isn't it? Turn off those cameras. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I agree with Simo. I think you should have stayed and finished your speech after you got shot.
No, that would have been fucking amazing.
Alright, so let's see. I think so. Malevolus decided to stand by and assist with a false flag attack, which would have been useful if Simo rolled enough damage to down Aloysia. So that was probably a smart thing to do. And so now we have, I think Martin and Pete are the only ones who need to decide what to do this week.
Yes. So I got the guy to condemn the attack, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'll put that down. Yeah, you can call in a contact if there's a small thing you want to do this week. You can, but that'll probably.
Well, I wanted to do that, and I wanted to use this as like the basis for the foundation that I wanted to make forever. Because you know what I mean, like playing try to create a foundation that
Foundation of companies that will help the.
not of any companies. Okay, this is an independent non-profit organization.
But I thought you were gonna use you were gonna gain the profits for this non-profit.
Yeah, but look,
your
this is
people
going to
that
this
you
is
know
go-
in the-
this
Sorry.
is going to be our Clinton Foundation. Okay,
Yeah, but you're gonna get your
it's
friends
all
in the
about
industry to pay towards it.
yes, I will,
That's
but
what I was
it's all
saying.
about plausible deniability. Okay, this is not affiliated with anyone. But if someone wants to, support you,
Well, put it in for IAM then.
I mean, I
Start
could.
for IAM and then just
I guess I
transfer the
could.
money over. This
That
is an
would be a good
ANCAP
idea.
society.
Yeah,
No one will fucking back it.
it's also worth noting that as far as I know, you would probably be the first nonprofit organization on this planet in the last 500 years or so. So one of the barriers in this plan will be to simply educate people in what exactly you're trying to do when they donate money to you.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I thought. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then fuck it. Let's just do it in a regular charity, for-profit charity foundation.
Give me money. Give me money, please.
All right. What type of are you going to do? Like a medical charity or poverty charity? What type of charity are you looking to get into?
Just general charity, I guess. Like no specific focus, just whatever. What's the most pressing issue in Pyra?
Let's see. In Pyrrha, the biggest issue is probably I'd say medical stuff. The CMO is kind of onto something there. Poverty isn't really a big issue in Pira because even though you have lots of homeless people, they basically just go off into the woods and live on their own. It's based the what is it the expected cost of living is almost nothing because if someone gets to a certain point in poverty, they just die off from the hostile atmosphere and everything. So medical charity would probably be the biggest cash cow.
Start a medical charity, and then come to me and Malevolus, because Malevolus is one, a doctor, and two, I've just been a victim of gang violence.
I mean, do I have to like hide the fact that this is
We don't have
like,
to hide the fact that we're connected at all, really.
like the original purpose for this that I had in mind for this was just a way for tactical solutions to support you without being directly
Yes, but
involved.
the only thing is, no one on this world fucking cares if we're involved or not. Apparently,
Well, then why do I need to?
just give me the money. Give me money. If they looked over my campaign, they'd see that Tactical Solutions paid probably about near enough 20,000 credits towards my campaign and different points.
But you can utilize a lot of your own creativity when setting this up, but just to kind of help direct things, one thing you could do is just show up and basically say, look, we're going to create a charity organization in Pira. We're going to use the organization abilities and the personnel from our esteemed corporation in order to direct the money you give us into a pool, which we will then redistribute throughout the city in order to help people out. And so that would be kind of like a start. If that's kind of the direction you're wanting to head, that's a starting area. You could that's kind of the groundwork you could use.
Okay. How about we might just make it like Tactical Solutions Charity Foundation?
Medical Charity Foundation.
Yeah, I like to keep it general so we can expand into other things. I guess we could change it later as well.
You could do that anyway by just giving it to me. Oh, my friend from Tactical Solutions is now the governor, and he's in charge of all the medical spending in the city. So we'll just give him the money.
And also, just get your mind, maybe jog your mind on this. There are I can think of 3 specializations for this that you could go with. You could either make a genuine charity and just run it as best as you can, and that'll net you political capital. And so, like the HP that Aloysia has, 40 HP, that doesn't go away as soon as he wins the election. That'll go up and down as he's running Pira, and that can be spent to do certain things once he has the seat. So if you have a genuine charity, you can pump up your political capital and do more stuff with that. You could also use the charity as an information network and basically have homeless people turn in information. You can know what's going on in the underground in Pira and in anywhere it connects to. And that won't net you as much political capital, and it can backfire slightly if people figure out that you're, someone could say you're exploiting the people that you're helping. But there's not too much of a liability in that. You could also build the charity to maximize profits, which has a high likelihood of costing you a ton of political capital if that ever comes out. It'll be like a big scandal, but that'll be a way of just netting you directly money.
Would it be a scandal if it came out? Like charities? Oh, you're giving me money.
I mean, I thought Alyosha was not like we made a point not to affiliate Alyosha with Tactical Solutions.
We aren't affiliated yet. I just don't know if anyone really cares yet.
Oh yeah, you can make it a completely different project. But what I'm saying is, people who oppose you, politically or otherwise, they could do some research and they could find out that there are ties between you, and they could release that to the public. At which point, it'll cost you a ton of political capital and may even prompt an impromptu election.
Okay, so just don't meet me ever in public. Don't talk about me or anything. Just
I mean, I don't want to talk to you anyway, so.
Oh, okay. That's really nice, man. That made me feel really good about myself.
I guess. What are other people's opinions on this? Like, Alex, what's your opinion on this? Like, do we want to be this goody two shoes, or do we want to use it for our own ends? I lean towards using it for our own ends. Yeah, maximize profits and everything. And I know it's risky, but I think.
And
Wow.
Simo's talking in chat as well. Yeah, you guys, the rest of you can weigh in as well, but Simo is opting for political points because there are a ton of ways to get money, but there are only a few ways to get political points.
I
So
agree
just
with
run it as a
Timo.
basic charity then.
Yes.
Okay, so.
And then could I connect to it? Could they be connected to me if it was just a charity that's doing good? Because then it would get me political points being connected to a charity.
Yeah, in fact, the only way, like, you could farm political points separately, like if you were trying to make like a controlled opposition party. But the plan that I referred to, I was in that plan, I was assuming that the charity would be connected with Aloysia, because that's the only way you'd be able to give Aloysia political capital with it.
Mm-hmm.
And with political capital, I might even be able to get some of your friends to donate to the city.
By the way, I just like this impression I'm getting from Martin, where he's coming around to the idea of using it for political capital instead, and he's like, "Oh man, but I wanted to make the Clinton Foundation. I don't want to be the good guys."
But I want to be the bad guys.
Yeah, I mean that's was the.
But
That
why
was
can't
the idea,
Tactical
you know.
Solution be the good guys?
I mean, why care about good and evil when you have
We
money?
can kill as many people as we want, but the people will still love us for it. The thing is, if we own several charities that do good things, they'll let us kill people.
There'll be plenty of villages to bomb in the future. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of napalm strike.
Well,
Burning Korean.
well, I guess let's just be the goody two shoes.
Ooh, set it up as a mash, like a what's called frontier medical aid.
Wait, but is it before MASH?
We can have a
after
Benghazi
MASH?
later.
What were you saying,
What?
Alex?
Okay, is it gonna be before MASH or after MASH?
What do you mean?
Well, it'll be technically after mash.
Okay.
This is in the future. And after a war, so we'd be kind of going into low rundown areas and just like followers of the apocalypse, okay?
Well, could we? Doesn't Alex have like a followers, something like that?
Yes, we can combine in
Like,
the future. And he can get the
yeah,
money
yeah.
to give to you or something. I don't know. We're still working this out. Just make a charity.
All right. Regardless, that'll be it for this week. Laying the foundation for a charity foundation specialized towards building political capital. Is there anything you want to fix? Anything more for this week, or do something else, Pete? Are you there, Traffic?
What was it?
Alyosha should definitely have like a Benghazi moment.
Why do you want me to be Hillary Clinton? Oh, sorry. Why do you want me to be the Clintons?
Well, I mean, they're not bad politicians, are they?
No,
In
I'm
fact,
not
they're
saying
quite
that.
good politicians.
I don't want to have sex with an underage girl, okay?
Now, it was never proven that she was underage.
And I don't want to not inhale when I smoke weed.
I refuse to not inhale.
If I'm gonna smoke weed, I'm gonna inhale.
I mean,
All right.
I mean, the Clintons do have the advantage that everyone who has even the slightest bit of dirt on them somehow commits suicide all the time.
All right. I think I heard you talk earlier, Traffic. Are you available?
What did I miss?
Oh, sorry. It was your go. Do you want to fix something else on the mech, or do you want to do something else for the upcoming week? The weapon systems on the mech are not operational, and you also have 3 more fittings that could be made new again.
So as it is now, it's basically up and running.
Yep. Yeah, you've been crawling around on the inside, and there is a faint radiation signature coming from the inside. When you did some of the interior working, you were wearing your vac suit, because I remember a while ago you mentioned, we talked about that earlier. There doesn't appear to be any major radiation leak. It's just the leaching from the reactor going through the lining. And yeah, it appears to be pretty much functional at this point.
Does he get does he have to roll for testicular cancer?
Oh, not yet. That won't be for another few decades.
Dead by then anyway. I guess I'll start work on the weapons.
All right, that'll be a fix plus int. And you have your buddy to help you as well. All right, your buddy gives you a +1, but unfortunately a 5 isn't enough to get any components fixed for this week. Actually, I think you can re-roll because you're a full expert. If you want to give it another try.
I forgot I was an expert.
Yeah, I also keep forgetting that.
Yep, no luck this week. Yeah, and the base is also getting battered with, there's not as much rain out there because you're about 1,000 kilometers inland, but there is a heavy fog, and every morning everything is like sopping wet from all of the moisture that sort of descends out of the atmosphere. It's actually very dark during the day because the mist it stretches way up into the sky. There's layer of reactive material in the atmosphere that keeps the surface from melting away, and that seems to direct the fog. Alright, so that was week 3. We go into week 4 of May, and I have a few things to reveal at this point. So I believe Traffic is at the HQ working on the mech, and things are pretty quiet out there, and everyone else is in Pira. At this point, you haven't established. There's kind of a loose chain of command. It's more like a corporate chain of command than a military chain of command at the moment. But you do have a basic distress system built up, and this is the first time it will be used. You get a SOS signal. Someone hit the panic button, basically, from the Atori village, but you have there is no message beyond that. That just wakes everyone up, kind of like an Amber Alert on your phone, I imagine.
Well, I guess immediately assemble men and get to the chopper.
All right. Yeah, you can begin assembling guys. Is there anything you want to do, Simo?
What's the reaction time? Is it under 10 seconds?
Well, I'm just getting your initial impression, and then we
That's
can
a
do.
joke.
Okay, yeah.
Because guys in the military need to spend less than 10 seconds to be ready, right? Or something like that.
Oh yeah, there's different zones of engagement. You have like a 10-second engagement, and then you have like 30-minute engagement and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes. Hire some choppers.
All right. So in Pira, the coast is currently being battered by a precursor of the tropical storm that's approaching, and so there's stuff being torn off of the roofs, and there's just this heavy wind that's battering the area. However, you can hire a squad of choppers to take you if you wish, but they will have to make some rolls on the way out there.
Shit. That's bad. So, how many guys do we take along with us, by the way? How many men do we have left?
Let me see.
Is it under personnel or squads?
Yeah, I have to. I'll set up the squads at this point, and I still have the group from your last mission on there, so I'll start counting them up.
So, should we? Do you guys think there's enough time to hire like another mob? Because I think a mob would be a good idea. Just have like a bunch of drug maniacs charge at them.
Sure. I mean, how much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost? How many can you recruit?
I mean, since we hired the choppers, we can probably take a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, sorry.
Alright, I updated the personnel folder. And so now, and in the future, when we're designing squads, because the helicopter can hold 8 guys, you can design like a garrison squad to be like 20 guys, and then a helicopter squad can be 8 guys. So, but yeah, for now we'll just throw something together.
I guess, I'm coming, and who else comes? Simon comes. Alex, do you want to come?
Where are we going?
To the Otori village because there's an alert.
Yeah, well, there are 2 things. So first of all, yeah, you asked a question earlier about hiring a mob. You could do that, but it would take at least a day.
Okay.
And before, yeah, and also after the panic button comes in, you get a situation report as well, which you'll probably be interested in, and you'll receive that as you guys are scrambling to respond.
Okay.
Where is it?
Alright, so there is heavy rain and mild wind in the area. There's a heavy fog. You estimate 15 meters of visibility. Your soldiers are currently over there. They're split into 3 different groups. One of them is in one of the towns, and they haven't responded in quite a while, though. Don't know what their situation is. The FOB has been destroyed, and they appear to be shelled from afar by something that can see through the fog. The enemy has at least 3 mechanized vehicles, and there are at least 4 squads of combatants.
Holy shit. I guess, Pete, you need to come along with and bring your chopper. Guess
Sorry, boys, I can't come unless you want to wheel me out on a stretcher.
it's alright.
I have to play this up for the people.
Yes, it's alright, bro. Would it make sense to bring like an entire squad of anti-armor with us? Do we have enough rockets for that?
Bring a what?
An entire squad of anti-armor, anti-tank troops.
So yeah, I'd have to check how many rockets you have.
Or will it be
You could give 8 people rockets, but just remember they won't be very good at firing them. You don't have that many AT soldiers with you.
Yeah. How many AT soldiers do we have?
Let me see. I think you only hired the one for the squad you positioned up there. You do have an extra sniper, but as Simo mentioned, the snipers probably won't be very useful in the heavy fog.
Yes.
So yeah, and the other problem with Astrakhan fog, especially at this time of year, is it's not all water. A lot of it are the particles that make up the upper atmosphere, which reflects a lot of the light from the sun. And it acts like a light IR chaff, so it's very difficult, even with advanced sensors, to see through a bunch of it. So yeah, just to let you know, for the decision-making ability.
They've scouted out the position with binoculars and taken what's it called, not just readings but scans of the land probably, and can just fire at the entrenched positions from afar because they know.
How about we take data operatives with us? Would that be a good idea? I mean, they could be like sneak around.
Yeah, you do. Actually, you have a abundance of combat drone operators. You don't have any drones with you at the moment, but it would be easier to buy drones than to hire people on short notice, depending on what kind of plan you want to go with there.
Are there anti-armor drones?
None. There are no anti-armor drones that are currently available to you. You'd need to wait at least 2 days for those to be shipped in.
Is there nothing
Oh,
that you
damn
could
it.
just attach a big bomb to and put it against the anti-armor, or ask?
I mean,
You could take primitive drones and stick a demo charge on them and make them into suicide drones if you want.
I mean, that sounds pretty anti-armor to me.
that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Oh, you really speed up there.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set up the squads. You want to rent 3 helicopters, and I'll just remind you, since we're kind of rewinding back to this, I'll just remind you, the Pira is being battered by a storm. You want to hire 3 helicopters and fill them up with guys, right?
Yes.
And apparently drones with demo charges.
Yeah, but we can take the drones, like put like in the fucking
Yeah,
whatever.
but I'm just saying that you need to buy them in Pira because you won't be able to buy them at the homesteaders.
Yeah, but that won't take too long, right?
No, I'm just saying remember to buy them and don't just go off without buying them.
Yeah, we definitely going to buy them. How many do we think we should buy? 10 or something like that?
How many drone operators do you have?
We have 8.
8. Let's buy 1 for each. Like 1 cheap throwaway drone for each.
Yeah, 1 for each, so they can scan the most terrain. And when 1 goes down because it's been hit by the enemy, then you just go to the last known position and bombard
and
with
when
bomb.
and when they are detected, then there's just steer the drones into the tanks or troops or whatever and blow them up.
You just want to know where they are.
Yes. Explosive
hopefully-
reconnaissance.
And hopefully take out the means that they are hitting you with long range, so they have to come for a what's called face-to-face fight and attack through a fortified position. Because they'll have to attack you if you take out their armor that they're firing at you from. Then they'll have to come to the fortified foxholes, and that would be pretty fun to listen to.
Okay, so I have 3 squads set up, 8 soldiers apiece. Right now, I just have them as basic Tech 3 Piran squads. And I know you guys have been debating about what you want to bring along. So, what's your plan? You want to bring all 8 of your drone operators?
Yes.
All right. I have Texel, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. I made Charlie a drone operator squad with 8 people.
And would it be a good idea to bring the data operatives with us? I mean, they have stealth gear, and since the conditions are already pretty bad for visual stuff, it might be a good idea to bring like some stealth guys so they can, if you are okay, if everyone is okay with that.
I mean, I don't know. It's not really up to me. I'm not actually there, but
Okay, and 2 rocket
Well,
launchers and 2 machine guns in the other squad.
Well, if you're going to take all these specialists with you, you need another helicopter because you want some basic troops as well. to
No,
reinforce them.
no, we're not going to take. We're not going to hire specialists. We're going to take the
No,
guys
I'm
that we
saying
have.
taking your specialists, you'd still need some basic troops to come with you.
Yeah, I
Well-
mean that's what the squads are for. Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think what he's saying when he says attach a specialist, it'll go from 8 riflemen down to 7 riflemen and a medic, or 7 riflemen and a
Yeah.
machine
No,
gun.
yes,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like having your 6 data troops, the ones you got off the Canaries,
data
and-
operatives.
and your 8 drone operators means that your squads are, I think it's what we have 3 helicopters, so 1 squad and 2 guys.
Yeah,
So you need either more helicopters or less specialists.
the personnel file has been updated as well, based on casualties from the last mission, because you only have 1 mortar operator and 3 Canary data operatives. But yeah, you could attach those guys to these squads if you wished.
Canary data operatives. Could they fire while in stealth mode or whatever they have?
Yeah, they have a high chance of being spotted, but they can technically shoot someone with impunity.
There are only 3 of us going, so we take the mortar team and data operatives on our chopper, have the drone squad on the second chopper, and the third have 2 rocket launchers, 2 machine guns, and 4 regular troopers. Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. How many choppers would it take to use as a high-powered fence to blow the fog away? It's gonna be a lot.
Alright, I updated the squads folder, which is the, or squads handout, which is, those are the people you're actually bringing along with you. So, I just put down Taxol Mortar, and then we have Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. And so I'm probably going to shave down Alpha so that the mortar guys can fit into the helicopter.
So we're taking the we're taking the data operatives as well.
Alright, you want to take all 3 of the data operatives?
Yeah, and have them as their own independent squad.
Alright.
I think that would be best. Do we have enough time to hire some gunships? I mean, Pete is bringing the helicopter, right?
You could try to hire some gunships on short notice. It'll take you at least an extra hour with a good roll. And, you know, it'll take you a little bit of extra time. With a bad roll, it'll probably take a whole day. And with a really bad roll, you wouldn't be able to get them at all.
What would be the role?
It'd be Connect plus, I believe this would be Connect plus Intelligence.
I could try. Is that good enough?
Yep, let me see. Yep, you can find 3 aerial vehicles that are willing to escort you in this weather on short notice. 2 of them are one-seater, kind of like recon fighter VTOLs. And the third one is more like the one that Traffic has, where it's like a heavy gunship that can also carry people around. And the 2 small ones have Hydra arrays. The large one, I believe, has a machine gun and a Hydra array. And the machine gun is mounted from the inside, so it kind of strafes from the side.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, and Pete, you know, in chat, he
Mm-hmm.
you don't know if the enemy vehicles are concentrated at any particular point. You've only gotten eyes on 3 of them, and but yeah, calling in a favor from Starkov is an option.
I mean, I guess we could try.
Okay, so we got a mortar squad, which has to have at least 2 soldiers. Do you want to make the mortar squad any beefier than that?
Leave it like that.
Alright. And then there's Taxol Alpha, which is made up of 3 data operatives. And is that good?
Yes.
Alright, so you got 5 people on one chopper. There are 3 more seats on that chopper. So do you want to have, what kind of squad do you want to have there?
And the other choppers are already like the rocket and machine gun soldiers. Or
These 3 choppers, they're normal transport helicopters. They don't have any guns on them.
no, I mean the guys, the rocket launcher guys and the machine gun guys and stuff like that. Are they on the other choppers?
We haven't gotten to them yet. I'm just taking this
Oh,
step by
okay.
step. I'm taking this step by step so that there's no confusion. Yeah, so you have 2 squads in one chopper. Each chopper fits 8 people, so you have 5 people in one chopper.
Good enough.
Yeah, so you could just have 3 empty seats, or actually you guys could ride in those seats. And we can go to the next squad.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we take them.
Alright, so that's Martin Nash and I believe IT. Do you want to attend the mission as well?
Sure.
Alright, so you 3 hop into that chopper, and that chopper is full. So we got the next chopper, has 8 seats. Right now, I have Tech Soul Bravo. We have 8 soldiers, a veteran squad leader. Most of them are regulars, which is 1 step down from veteran. They're a Tech 3 squad. I understand you want to attach some specialists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, was it, let's see. Yeah, Simo earlier suggested 2 rocket launchers and 2 machine gunners in the other squad. So you mean like 1 squad normal and 1 squad has 4 specialists? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying okay. Or is that for both squads?
I don't know.
Okay, both squads. So 4 specialists in each squad.
I'm sorry, I'm eating right now.
Oh, it's no problem at all. Alright. Alright, so I have 2 machine gunners and 2 AT soldiers. Alright, just writing it all down. And those are both untrained, but they are well armed. So that's the second chopper. The third chopper, currently I have your 8 drone operators in there. So you could kick some of the drone operators off and throw on some specialists, or you can have all 8 be drone operators. Currently they just have primitive drones, but you talked earlier about doing the demo charge idea, so if you just keep it as is, you could just slap a demo charge on each of their primitive drones.
Yeah, I keep it that way.
Alright, good to go then. I'll save this, so you should be able to see it if you go to the squad section, and we can fly on over there. And Traffic, I assume you want to meet up with your helicopter as well?
Yep.
Alright. So Traffic he has to deal with some crosswinds and turbulence, but it's not too much of an issue as far inland as he is. However, the squad coming from Pira will have to fight a hurricane as they go inland. So I'm gonna make some rolls.
Oh, fuck.
I recommend we check for rectal bleeding and run an MRI.
All right, a few of you get a little, maybe get a little bit woozy on the flight from the constant bucking and weaving of the helicopters, but you manage to make it out of the worst of the storms and get inland. So I'll move the red dot to about almost the midway point. Now it is at this point I'll let's see. I'll go ahead and make a few notes here real quick. All right. I need to roll for something real quick. All right, so your 3 transport choppers have been following the gunship, which has been leading the group, and you've all managed to stay mostly in the same area, navigating through electronics. The 2 scout combat VTOLs have gotten separated from the group, so you could loop back around and try to resync with them, but it might cost you a little bit of time. You think that's you want to give that a try?
Mm. Yeah, keep going.
All right, as steady as it goes. All right, and you've been flying for a few hours, and Traffic, do you want to meet up before the battlefield, and then you guys all want to engage it around the same time?
Yeah, I think it would be best.
I'll try to arrive at this. Well, I don't know if I'll meet up, but I'll try to meet up around the same time at the village, the homesteader village.
All right. Yeah, as you're approaching, you get back into radio contact with the 2 recon craft, and they're both in the same group. So originally they were both separated individually, but they managed to meet up with each other, and they're about 30 minutes behind you by the time you arrive. Now you are in radio contact with your guys on the ground, and let me check something over there real quick. Yeah, so they've lost most of the ground. The guys who were originally at the FOB have retreated up into the hills, and they're continuing to engage people in the woods. But they have less than 10 meters of visibility up there, actually closer to 5 meters of visibility. So they've been in a close quarters combat with them for the last hour.
So, some of our guys are still alive.
Yep, some of them are still reporting in.
How many exactly? Like, we had 13 guys up there last time we reinforced them. So, how many do I how many do respond actually?
You were in contact with 3 of them.
Oh, that's
The current guy you're talking to is Captain Jakeith Lazale, who's the squad leader, and you have the medic and one of the riflemen are with him, and there are 2 dead bodies in the position that he's currently defending. He doesn't know where everyone else is. He doesn't know if any of them have died. They just haven't reported in for a while.
okay, good. Can I do like a lead check to improve morale?
Yep, you can do a lead plus charisma, and you can do the same as well, Simo, for what you mentioned, Chet, telling him the cavalry's on the way.
That's lead plus charisma, right?
Yep, lead plus charisma.
Nice.
God damn it, I closed my Roll20 by accident.
So I'm going to go to the toilet really quick.
Alright. Yep, sounds like a plan.
Sorry, guys, took longer than expected.
Oh, no
Did
problem.
you hear the? Did you hear all the conversation that took place?
I don't know, I could hear background talking.
Kannst du es noch offen lassen? Ich mach das nachher runter. Ja, ich mach's nachher runter. Yeah, there's a bit of a party going on, and it came into my room.
Yep. I'm just taking some notes on the guys that you've hired. So, yep.
All right, so where were we?
All right. Well, I think you guys are approaching the site now. Let me see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and move you over to the map. All right, I went ahead and moved the squad off. So you don't have any visibility on the actual site yet? You haven't done any initial recon? Simo suggested having the chopper come in high up so that he can jump out with the grav chute and try to do some recon. Aside from that, before you make any decisions on the reconnaissance phase of battle, I'll just remind you of the situation where you've shown up. Your recon choppers are lagging a little bit behind you. Pete has just met up with you in his gunship, and you're currently about, I'd say, 30 or 40 kilometers away from the site. Nice safe distance. Is there anything you want to do at this point?
It'd be a good idea to send out the what are they called? Data operatives to scout ahead. Maybe we could do like send out the data operatives and use the drones.
Yep, yeah, I should mention that as well. So Simo gave the guys on the ground a speech, and Martin also talked up people for a little while. So you guys have repaired a little bit of morale in that respect.
Nice.
Sorry, what was the thing you just said?
No, I mean we could like get the data operatives on the ground and let them scout ahead and use the drones at the same time. We get in a bit closer, set the operatives down, tell them to move towards the FOB, and then use the drones to assist them. Ah, okay, so they can't do recon. Okay. Well, I guess then we just use the data operatives. Yeah, tell them to engage stealth and keep a distance and don't engage.
All right, give me just a moment. All right, how far away from the site? Oh wait, yeah, we're going over to Simo. So let me see. I need to look something up for that real quick. All right, so your maximum altitude is about 7 kilometers up. You can say that's about the highest you can fly in these choppers. Now, which area of this map do you want to be over when you drop out, or how far away do you want to be?
I'd say either here or here. And we use the forest for scouting, for cover. So either next to the boost installation or east of the village, west of the village. Sorry. But we could also. I don't know if it would be a good idea to land here or here. I'd say let the data operatives out here. Let them scout the village and get a visual on FOB, and then we can land our troops here.
All right.
So Simo wants to jump out here and do his thing, I guess.
All right, give me just a moment. In fact, I'll just go ahead and make these helicopter tokens so we can go ahead and keep track of our assets. All right. And the helicopter that Simo is in is the one that Malevolus and Martin are also sharing. And it's also the helicopter with the mortar team and the data operatives. So you guys want to fly ahead to drop it?
So, yeah, I mean, Simo wants to drop here. I mean, I guess we could also drop down the data operatives here. So then they can, like, fan out. Like, one can this direction, one other can go this direction, and the third goes this direction. And they can provide intel.
I also need to make Traffic's helicopter.
Yes, and also the mortar.
Remember, you can't train more of these guys because
What?
we lost the we didn't lose the complete ability to train them, but they're mostly trained by the canaries, aren't they? That we just took over and killed.
They're trained by that one guy that survived the last battle.
What the data?
No, the data operatives. No, they're Yeah, good question. Who trains those guys?
Oh, everyone.
Canaries.
Yeah, the Canaries were the ones that trained the mortar guys. They used to have a camp way out, sort of on the outskirts near one of the agricultural vaults. But you guys, you guys can make a facility for that in the future. It's just a resource that is difficult to get a hold of nowadays. But yeah, so I'm just asking where everyone's forces are. So, and you don't have the let's see. So you have the combat gunship. You have Traffic's gunship. You have 2 transport ships. I'll go ahead and put your the 2 squads that are in that over here. And then you have a squad in each of these helicopters, which I'll just put over to the side for now.
Would it be a good idea to send the gunship just straight to the FOB? I'm not so sure. Or maybe it can like circle around. Maybe blast the village a bit. Yeah, that's a good point, Simon. So I guess the gunship can. Would it be a good idea to just send it, like, to keep rotating around this area so they can blast whatever it sees?
Yeah, just to give you an idea of the sort of visual, like as you're flying, the pilot is navigating mostly with radar, and there's just this ocean of fog below you. Like you can't see anywhere outside of the helicopter. There's like a swirling.
Right.
Yeah, there's like.
Right.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that's easy to forget when you're in like these theater of the mind segments. But yeah, like nobody can see anything. There's you can see basically a whirlpool or like a tunnel of mist behind you that's disturbed by the helicopter blades, but you can't see anywhere on the ground.
Okay. So have we landed? Have we? Do we know how dense the fog is on the ground?
No, that's why I'm asking for we're taking it step by step. So you have
Okay.
yeah, I moved you here. You can now, if you want, you can just go ahead and say we're gonna move right here and prepare to drop, and then I'll ask, okay, what do you want to do with all these guys? You can have them hang back. You can give them a mission to do at the same time as you. You could have someone go ahead of you before you decide to try and land. You know, what's the sequence of events that you guys want to do?
What's about these guys? Are those the transport helicopters too?
Yeah, these two are the other two transport helicopters you have.
Yes.
This
okay,
is
okay.
Yeah, this is Traffic's gunship. This is the other gunship. You
Yeah.
also have two more small helicopters
this is
that haven't
the
caught up yet.
Which one was mine?
Yours is the one in the south. If you want, you can go ahead and put your token near it if you want to, you know, do stuff with it.
Okay. So I guess first we set down Simo. He can scout ahead a bit, and followed by the data operatives who can fan out. Each one can go in a different direction to cover as much ground as possible. And when we have made contact, we will call in the others to drop near the enemies and call in the gunship for support. How about that? So Simo first, data operatives. Data operatives go in 3 different directions. And once we have contact, we get the rest and, you know, do our thing.
All right. So basically, the first stage, you're going to have everyone hold back, and this helicopter is going to advance and then begin dropping people off up here where there's cover.
Yes.
Okay. All right, give me just a moment. All right, so the helicopter with the 3 of you and your other 2 squads, the mortar squad and the data operatives. So you fly over the area identified by the radar. There's still pretty heavy rain, but it's mostly the fog that's restricting your sight rather than the rain. It's about midday, but there's a little light because of the heavy cloud cover and the fog. Yep, and traffic's going to be AFK for a second, but I can go ahead and describe this much. So you're starting to lower down to get just above the tree level so that you can rappel down through the trees. And at that point, this happens.
Uh-oh. Spaghettios. Motherfuckers. Is that a hit?
Yep, 3 missiles fly right past the helicopter. None of them hit. They fly right out of the fog and right past you. And
Well, I guess we tell the men to we tell everyone to get the fuck out of this helicopter, and then as soon as everyone is outside, the helicopter fucks off.
yep, so what you can do is you guys can begin your extraction now, at which point the enemy will probably have another chance to hit you. Or you could attempt to leave, and and depending on what happens, you they may or may not get one extra shot on you. Also, you see the let's see. Yeah, you make out that the shots are coming somewhere from the north, maybe northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not able to see the Hydra array. All you're able to notice is the general direction you're being shot at from.
So Simo and the operatives are already down, right?
Nope, this is right when you're beginning to repel. So everyone is still in the helicopter. You could buckle back up and fuck off if you want, or you can continue to slide down your rappel lines, and but it'll probably get another shot at you while it's still hovering above you.
Well,
Can I fire my rocket launcher at it?
Ah, that's true. I forgot that
Yes,
Simo was using
he
his
would-
grav chute, so Simo's already on the ground.
so
Oh,
do we unload the data operatives or do we just let Simo do all the work?
and Malevolus, as for the rocket launcher, you could fire a rocket launcher, but you basically you could fire it in the helicopter,
fire.
but there's no way you'd hit anything.
Okay.
Sorry, was there anything else?
Well, I guess I'm still not sure what to do. I think the safest would be to just fuck off, but then where do we drop our men? Or we could... maybe we should just YOLO it.
All I know
A
is
good
that
point.
we've got to get
Yeah.
inside.
Alright, everyone get out. Everyone get out.
All right. So if you two want to give me a Dex plus Exert roll to rappel down the grappling hooks.
Oof. Is that did I pass?
Yep, that's a pass. Basic success.
Nice.
Let's see what becomes of Malevolus.
So what do I need to roll?
Exert plus Dex.
Plus the...
Both the mortar team and the data operatives get down without any problem.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yep, and Malevolus slides right down to the bottom.
I was not expecting a roll like that.
It's like a movie scene where it just jumps out and just... Ooh, okay, that's it.
Yep, and you actually can't see the helicopter from the ground where you are. You look up through the trees and you can hear the chopper and see the swirling mist above you, but you don't have visual on it. But then you see a bright light sort of dulled by the fog above you, and the sound of one of the Hydra ray pods exploding in the fuselage of the chopper. But it doesn't appear to have gone out of the air just yet.
Alright, guy, fuck off.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and label these guys to keep track of them.
God damn, is Rommel still here?
Yeah, I think he's still here, but he might be doing something else.
Me? Who?
Oh, they were just wondering if you were still here.
Yeah, I'm just eating chickpeas and I don't want to make noise.
Speaking of eating, I think I'll go make myself some pizza.
I
Be a
can't
bit
hear you
peckish.
at all, Alex. What? Hello?
Oh, what was that? You're a little bit quiet.
You are very
Probably,
quiet.
probably because you're eating. But
Hello?
Eating
I can hear you.
cheese.
Better now? I can't hear
Yep.
Alex at all.
I can hear you.
I can't hear IT at all.
Oh yeah, IT is a little bit quiet for me, but I can kind of make them out.
Son of a bitch. Hold
Hear
on.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
I
it's
can hear
good.
all you. I was just eating chickpeas.
So I guess I'm going a little quiet. That's probably why Rommel can't hear me.
Can we get a sit rep on those chickpeas, Rommel?
What?
Nothing. We can keep going.
Can you?
What is the
it's-
condition of your chickpeas, Rommel? What is
They
their
are covered
condition?
in sweet. They're roasted and covered in sweet chili, and they're 7% grams of protein, 134 calories, 5 grams of fiber. They have 1 gram of salt. What else you want to know? That's
My
their condition.
God.
They're half
Does it
eaten.
taste? Does it taste good?
Yeah, and some of them are really crunchy. Like you can hear the teeth snapping in my mouth.
I mean, I ate a dinner just 10 minutes ago.
I haven't eaten dinner because I've been playing this.
No, I
Eating
hadn't
dinner
didn't eat
for-
dinner. I ate a dinner.
A what?
A dinner.
Does
Wait,
anyone
let
else
me-
hear anything different other than dinner? I hear him saying, "Oh,
dinner.
doner, oh doner." Okay,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pronounced dinner.
it's pronounced this way. Oh, European fag. Anyway, what
You're
did
a
you
European
why did you
fag.
want to know? No, I'm not. I'm Scottish. I'm British. I'm not European.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, well, uh, Doctor, why did you want to know? Why do people want to know I'm here?
I think I can't even remember. I think
I think I think this is just like a check that it got out of hand.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I was just waiting to do my last week, or have I just won the election at this point, or do I have to make one last? I don't know.
We'll probably have to handle that next session, but you're currently in the lead, and the election is ending next week. You can check the election handout for details on that.
Yeah, I've checked it. It's cool. I like that. I like how they have to get 13 points to beat me.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, you guys are all on the ground. Chopper's been hit once. So at this point, the chopper is beginning to retreat to the south, unless you want to call it and order it else otherwise. And
No.
were you wanting the mortar to set up here? It has a 2-kilometer effective range, and you wanted the data operatives to go somewhere? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good enough.
Colonel.
Fuck.
I usually use red for area of effect stuff, so I'll use purple for this. I'll just put a purple circle and some text.
Makes you wonder how they can detect us so well.
Whatever they're using, I want it.
Me too.
All right. So the mortar team is set up. The data ops, you want them to head to the southeast, or do you want to give them a particular mission of any kind?
Well, I thought it would be best that each one of them goes in a different direction to cover as much ground as possible.
All right. Yeah, you can do that if you want.
If no one objects, then we do that.
Do it.
And also, like, the operatives should not engage. They should always be in cover and always have the fucking stealth mode on or whatever. Is it called stealth mode or whatever? Or how is it called when they use their stealth equipment?
Yeah. So these guys, they don't have active camo, which is what Ace had, the head of the Canaries. He could actually turn invisible. These guys, so they have stealth, which means that their equipment is treated with a material that doesn't show up on the radar, and it also, they also have a system that reduces the heat their body emits to make it harder to pick up on infrared and thermal sensors. And then in addition to that, they also have they have camouflage, kind of like ghillie suits that they wear. And so in this case, they're in jungle camo. So they don't have to activate their stealth abilities, but you can just order them to be sneaky.
Yeah, okay, be sneaky.
Dude,
These-
the sneaky freaky. I mean, scouts.
I mean, one can inspect the boost thing and then go onto the FOB.
All right, that guy to the southeast, I assume you want him to look at the town over here?
Yes, and then the other can go in this direction, and then.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want the guy to kind of go along and look around that area?
Yes, and then this guy can also, like, if he hasn't found anything, go north.
Yeah, actually, the contours on this map are 20 meters apiece, so the top of this hill is about 120 meters up.
Nice.
Motherfuck.
Yeah, and Malevolus, if you want to put a token on the map, you can. Otherwise, I can make a little symbol to represent you.
I think I did it once before. Let me see if I can remember how to do it now.
Yeah, if you drag your character sheet onto the map, it should work. And you can do the same, Martin, if you want to bail out.
What?
What?
Just put your token on the map so that you know where you are.
How do I do that?
You can drag your character sheet onto the map, and it should put your token on.
Go.
Now, how do I?
Alright.
That's how I do it.
Alright.
It would add, let's see, the additional elevation. Let me see here.
Ooh. I'm on top of my levelers.
I'm going to say the N word.
Yeah, you could probably get a little bit of extra range, another 200 or 300 meters out of it. Yeah, we're just going to do initial setup. We won't have time to finish the combat.
Yes. I gotta go soon anyway.
All right.
But I thought we were all gonna play a game or something after this. Man, come on.
I gotta work tomorrow, bro.
Man, just say you're sick.
No, I can't. I really cannot, bro.
Yeah, probably not a good call, honestly. But it's fine. We can game next week. At any rate, so yeah, traffic has arrived. I don't I don't think there's anything else major we can do for initial setup. I think this is about it. Without revealing the actual combat itself.
Wait, why are we here again?
Were you not paying attention to any of that?
No, this is Malevolous asking this in character. He's
Oh,
very
okay.
confused.
It seems here an alarm went off, and it appears to be quite alarming.
Oh. Well, alright then.
I mean, maybe the rockets that hit our helicopter might have tipped you off, but I guess not.
Oh, I thought that was the welcoming committee.
We're here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And we're all out of ass.
Oh, I can resolve this before the end of next session. So there's another shot on your helicopter as it's leaving as well. All right. Yeah, you hear 3 more rockets whiz overhead. You don't. Again, you don't get a good idea of the exact location. It seems to come from that same location in the mist, but it flies over the hill you're on. You hear a couple of explosions off in the fog, and then you hear the helicopter spinning around and then crashing into the trees.
That was a rental.
Your premiums are going to be unreal now.
I shall
Better
attempt
kill
to
them.
go to the helicopter and render first aid.
No, you're not going to.
It doesn't work. The bandages don't work on a machine that has no blood.
No!
Oh, wow. Okay, so let me see here. Something interesting may have just happened.
Oh.
Yeah, so it actually
Uh-oh.
travels north 750 meters to blow up. So it barely misses you guys. It flies back and lands right there and then explodes. So you definitely noticed that. It wasn't an explosion in the distance like I imagined it would be. It blew up right in front of you.
Well, I guess we all just kind of jumped into cover. I mean, that totally didn't give away our position, right?
Okay, hear me out.
Totally.
I'm gonna track the trajectory of where the rocket came from by using the smell of gasoline and exhaust and the direction of the wind.
You got Sherlock Holmes moment.
Yep. Can I roll for that?
You're going to enhance.
Yeah, well, the I mean, you could I mean, you know it's basically from this area already. I'm not sure how much more you can get from that.
Stop
But
that.
but I just wanna roll to see if I can pinpoint its exact location from that, like just from sheer bullshitting.
Yeah, you can do a no placent.
Let's see if I can bullshit my way through this, boys.
No plus intra.
10.
Right. Simo has no eyes.
Got fancy new eyes, yes.
You narrow it down to merely a kilometer.
Nice. Good job, my levelers. We totally did not know that before.
All in a day's work.
Alright, I think we can do one more thing before ending the session, as Simo chooses a more conventional tactic to discover his enemy.
Can you really, like, see radio transmissions? Oh man, that's fucked up. Ugh. Get away from me, you mutant. Wait, it's still disgusting. You're still a heretic. Oh god, fuck no. Is that coming for us?
Hold on just a moment. What type of drone were you using, Simo? Nice. And I didn't factor in the negative, so it should be an 8. So you're all good. In fact, I don't think that even hits the primitive drone, just because they're so small and agile. So yeah, there's a barrage of machine gun fire that comes out of the fog, and you get eyes on a vehicle out there.
Okay.
It's pulled up on the side of the road, and it appears to sort of be deployed. That's got like these pitons that go into the ground. This is a very long barrel. It's some type of self-propelled artillery. And it has a small machine gun turret on the top of it. You manage to get, and you don't even get visual on it. You mainly see the shape of it from the heat signature as you get close enough.
And the coordinates and tell fucking Pete to fire. And also the mortar team.
All right. I think that's as at this point we'll have to roll initiative, so I think that's as good a time as any to end it for this week. So yeah, I'll probably might stick around in voice for a little while, but for now I'll just say thanks for coming to the session, everyone.
It was fun, as
It was a
usual.
lot of fun.